Swing and a fly ball wallop deep left. That ball's got a chance. It's gone. Mason Wynn unloads to left. A two-run homer.
Let's get nasty on a Tuesday. It's the Fastline on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fastlane 203, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. The Cardinals get it done last night against the Miami Marlins.
What a resilient group.
Resiliency. Absolutely.
I couldn't have said it better.
7-6 winners.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great win.
It was.
Exactly.
All wins are great.
All wins are amazing and important.
Why do I feel little hesitation in that voice?
Yeah, it's just we won. It's a good game.
So
We're one game above 500 now.
Get to 5, and then we can talk. No, I don't want those.
I know, just put them there so you can see them.
Say,
He just
keep
put it
them
a
there.
little closer. That's
Now,
all. That's all he's
Anthony,
doing. Yeah.
in all fairness, the Circle of Trust, which is our listeners as well,
Yeah,
Yes, of
we
course,
invite those
They're part of
guys
our-
and gals. in.
They're our family.
radio family,
yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. Carey,
Yes.
can you walk me through your entrance to the station today, please?
Oh,
and
my God.
in particular, what you said.
When I was in about
Yeah.
my day, the whole day, or
No.
just the game?
No, not the whole day. We don't want to go there.
Because
But
we
the
got how
very
much time we
first
got.
thing you walked in.
I said, do you guys enjoy? How did you feel about that win? Did you enjoy it? Were you excited?
Say it in the voice that you had.
How'd you all feel? Were you excited about that win? Huh? You excited?
There it is. It was a little more leading.
Well,
it was
yeah.
a little leading.
No, here's the thing. A win is a win, right? I would prefer not to have a grueling battle with the last place Miami Marlins. You know, like save those grueling battles for, I don't know, the Dodgers. I don't know, the Yankees. You know? Huh? Just me. I don't know. But we won. At the end of the day, they don't ask how many. They don't ask how. They just ask how many. You
That's
won.
right.
You got the W. Mark it in the W
A
column.
win
They go
against the
by-
Marlins counts the same.
Same as a win against the Dodgers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're showing signs of improvement.
I agree.
Because, Carey, you have brought up several times, and justifiably so, the losses to the bad teams the Cardinals have this year.
Almost had one last night.
Could have been another one,
Maybe should have been.
but it wasn't.
It wasn't. You know, Mason Wynn.
Your guy.
Our young guys, as you said, Jamie, if it wasn't for these damn young guys, I don't know where the hell we'd be, huh?
Last.
That's
You
right.
know, these guys, Mason Wynn is playing outstanding, hit the home run, made a very smart play, was the bottom of the 10th inning where he decided not to throw the ball home because
Yeah.
he didn't want to try it and didn't want to force it. I'll take the out at first. It's a tie game. You know what? I get the bat next inning is what he said. Over the fence, does his job,
Yeah.
no problem.
Even admitted that he wanted to pimp it against the Marlins.
Yeah.
Because Brian De La Cruz did it in the bottom of the
Yeah,
eighth against JoJo.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He walked that right down the first baseline, little stat. I was like, somebody hit him.
Well, Wynn walked down to first base, too, and then threw the bat up in the air. So, got him.
Got him.
Yep.
We'll see what happens today, though.
Maybe a benches clearing brawl.
Back in the old days, two guys would have got plunked today.
Sure.
I think last night,
One can only hope, Carey.
I know.
last night they win the game. I think if this was the 2023 team or even the team that we saw in April, I think they lose that game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They crumble. As soon as they tie it up,
Absolutely.
they crumble.
So
Yeah, well, they could have crumbled several times.
they could have.
I mean, you didn't score a run into the top of the 10th inning, which is like a death wish when you're the road team.
Yeah.
In an extra innings game right now in today's baseball.
I just
Hey,
have
guys.
I just have concerns, man.
When you have two guys on base and you're got two Hall of Famers coming up, there's only one out, probably should score a run, right?
You would think
Yeah, just checking.
odds are pretty high.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Jamie?
Oh, Carey, you know what I'm saying. I believe there was first and second last night. There's first and second. And Goldie was up. And then Arenado was up. And Goldie was out, and Arenado was out.
I don't know what you're asking for.
Goldschmidt had a nice game, though.
Goldie made a hell of a pick on a
for
throw
5.
from
Yeah.
Nolan Arenado.
Saved it.
But this is the problem. Goldie was fine, right? He had himself a good game, but when it mattered most, and this was before extra innings.
Yeah.
When it mattered most,
Right.
the two of them. I'm not picking on Goldie or Arenado. I'm grouping them together as two guys who haven't been able to really do much in the clutch situations.
Yeah, do you know who I blame for that?
Oh,
Who do you blame?
I don't know. I'm curious.
You.
Why?
I blame you.
The hell did I do?
He doesn't believe enough.
Well, no. Typically, Carey, you're right. That is
Okay.
the right answer.
Okay.
But no, this specific case, I was made to feel like a villain a year ago when I wanted to trade Goldschmidt at the deadline.
If I'd have been in here with you, Anthony,
I know
we
you would
been
have
on
had
the
my
same
back
team.
on that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
If
But
that
Jamie
guy's-
threw a big old
checked the
stink
tapes.
about it. Big old stink about it. How could you trade Goldschmidt? He's this, that, and the other
I
thing.
think that was Marshy. I don't think
It
that was
certainly was not.
Or it
Well,
might
it
have
was a
been
little
BT.
marshy. Definitely BT. And you as well. So you don't like what you're seeing on the 37-year-old first baseman, huh?
Anthony,
Really?
It's like they tell
I
you
traded him a year ago.
in a deposition. I don't recall.
I don't. I may or may not have been there. I
but
don't
use
recall.
that. You know what? I just don't recall.
Yeah. Blood all
That's how
over
you do
you.
it.
Gary, I don't recall.
I don't recall.
Anything.
You're standing in a pool of the
Am I
victim's
though?
blood.
Am I?
But
I don't recall
I
how
don't
I got
recall
there.
that.
Am I?
Yeah. Not you.
Or you just seeing it? That's the question. Am I really?
Look over here.
How close were you?
Should have never went to extras.
Well, that's true
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Hey,
So Sonny Gray, absolutely dominant last night. 7 2/3, 5 innings, allowed just 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Did you guys have any issues with when Oli pulled him? Because I didn't at that point.
Looking at him drenched in sweat and up there battling, I don't have an issue with it. In hindsight, you can go back and look and be like, well, yeah, I gave up. Look at the home run. But what are the odds of JoJo giving up a home run, walking the guy? What, he walked the first 2?
Yeah.
walk the first one.
Lost the first 2, then give up the dinger.
It wasn't his night.
The odds of that happening are very slim to none, especially this year with JoJo. I didn't hate Sonny Gray coming out at that point, and you can say what you want about, 84 pitches, he still had lots of gas to take. We don't know. The guy, literally, not just him, but covered in sweat. And it's not that it's debilitating, but as a pitcher, he might be dehydrated. Like, who knows what's going on?
Here's my thing. It's not about the pitch count. It is about where you are in that game. How many stressful innings did you have? How many stressful? It's more about are you pitching with guys on consistently? And at that point, after he struck out Anderson, he walked Lopez, and then Fortes hit a missile to Mason Wynn.
And that's
I got
probably
no issue
that's
with
probably
Oli going to get him.
When you walk a guy and then you get a hard hit ball like that, and it's the 8th inning, you're probably looking at your guy like, okay, he's got 2 outs. Let me go ahead and take him out and get the next batter out with a fresh guy.
Right, Carey,
So
absolutely.
I don't think you should have a problem with that. Just the results. You don't expect JoJo to come in and then walk a guy, like you said, Jamie, and then give up a rocket, a shot. It's one of those things that happen. I thought Sonny Gray, I will be honest, the performance that I'm seeing from this pitching staff the last, I guess, 2 weeks, Miles Michaelis a couple of times, Sonny Gray, what he's done. We've seen Kyle Gibson. I think Lance Lynn may be the one outlier that you kind of like, okay, hopefully
more innings.
we can get a little bit more out of you. But those 3 guys, I think, have done an outstanding job for the last couple of weeks. That has been exciting. I just want more excitement from the offensive side. Like, I want, like you said, this team will not, I don't care, 1 game above 500, whatever you say, 10 games above 500. If Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt are not coming up in those clutch moments and making those big plays, it will not be sustainable. At some point, it's going to fall off a cliff. And you're going to be looking at it and say, well, kind of knew that was going to happen because you're putting so much on Mason Wynn. Fine. He's unconscious right now. He doesn't even, like, when you're a rookie, nothing matters. Like, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. I'm having fun. Hell, this is easy. This is how it's supposed to be every day, huh? Right. Every year, right? No, it's not. It's going to be hard. But right now, it seems really easy for him. He's having a lot of success. But your older, veteran, highest paid players have to be the ones that come in those moments and make the big plays. And if they don't, you're not going to have that game should not go as long as it does if those 2 do what they're paid to do.
We get a text from our friend Lisa, who's always active on our text line. She says, oh my God, let me tell Wayno would have never come out of that game over sweat. Blah, 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 soft. Well, no, but Wayno did pitch a lot of games last year when he was hurt and shouldn't have and cost the team a lot of games.
Well, that's only because he was going for his own personal record.
Oh, but that's about the team, right? No, it wasn't.
What? You guys.
What?
We love Wayno.
I love Wayno, too, but
course.
you can't drop...
He pitched with an
At
arm
least you can't drop
that was
Wayno in my
sewn
face like
together.
that.
I'm not saying it was
with
a-
needle and thread.
I understand that. He gave it all
How'd
to the
that
team.
work out?
Last year
They
was...
stunk. What difference did it
He
make?
was a part of that,
If
right?
they were winning, I don't think he'd have.
I know, but
I
maybe
think both
Sonny
things can
Gray...
be true.
But maybe Sonny Gray and Oli have had a discussion about making sure he doesn't go on the IL, making sure that he and other pitchers don't have to be held together by needle and thread.
Hold on. He came in, he got the first guy out, he walked somebody and gave up a piss missile to a light hitting catcher. I got no problem with it.
I think
This
Mason
isn't
Wynn should have just knocked that down and then got the double play.
well, that's on Mason Wynn. That's a good call. Yeah.
Terrible decision for him to catch that.
I got no issue with it. Besides, listen to
Shot
Sonny
right at
Gray.
you. Save yourself.
Right. Listen to Sonny Gray after the game here about his mentality.
My mindset from probably like the fourth inning on.
I used to say mentality.
Knowing that it was
Usual
that I was gonna finish the game. That's kind of like the MO I was taking when I went out there every inning was attack these dudes, continue to attack. You're gonna finish this game. Didn't end up playing out like that, but we ended up winning the game, and that's a big win. It gets us the game over 500.
I think he wanted to stay in the game.
I'm sure he did. I think he's a competitor.
Well,
so I got no issue with
the
it.
frustration that maybe some fans would say is if that's Chris Carpenter, you get back in the dugout.
But Sonny Gray has done that this year.
And I think
he has.
in that moment, but there's a point where, as a manager, even if the pitcher wants to stay in, you are looking at it and say, "Hey, man, you've given us everything you got. It's the eighth inning, 80 pitches, whatever the case may be, but you just gave up a shot." And I am afraid that you're going to give up another. You walked the guy, you gave up a shot, you got 2 outs. Let JoJo, he's fresh, let him come in here and finish the deal. And again, I don't have a problem. I don't like micromanage every decision that Ali makes. Like, you can't look at every single decision and say, well, you should have done this, or you should. That's hindsight 2020. I don't think that was the wrong decision. You come in and JoJo has to be the guy to get that guy out, and he didn't. That's the bottom line.
Almost every manager in all of Major League Baseball would have made the exact same decision yesterday in that moment.
Yes, I agree.
When you have the bullpen that you've had,
Exactly.
specifically JoJo, specifically some of the other guys in the back end of the bullpen, when you have that success and you have a guy that's gone, 7 1/3 innings, pitched very well, got himself in a little bit of trouble, almost every single manager, even the ones that manage with the gut feel, Bruce Bochy probably would have taken him out of the game. So I think it was an okay decision.
Let's play it out, okay?
Yeah.
He leaves Sonny Gray in the game. He gives up a game-tying home run. What are we saying?
Why
didn't you get him out of there?
Thank you. He's got one of the better bullpens in the league.
What is he doing?
What is he doing?
I agree.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Congratulations to Jason Tatum, local product, winning his first NBA championship. Fantastic overall performance by him and the Celtics last night. Didn't get NBA Finals MVP. That takes nothing away from that kid's meteoric rise in the NBA. So we'll get into that. Plus, there's 2 aspects about the teams that played last night. From the Mavericks standpoint, they made a couple of risky decisions, Mark Cuban specifically, that paid off. And then for the Celtics, they stayed the course when a lot of people would have jumped ship. I'll tell you what that was next on 101 ESPN.
sacrifice, handling the enormous weight of massive expectations. Ends tonight here. It's over. Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured. The Celtics are NBA champions.
Anybody else think of the Lonely Island song? Anything is possible. Kevin Garnett.
Anything is possible.
Marsh, you feel me on that?
Yeah.
I don't know that song.
Well, it's not the name of the song, but
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
It's
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
I'm on
It's
a
going
boom,
fast, and T-Pain's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I had to hear it now.
Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. Anyways, congratulations to Jason Tatum and the Boston. Really?
Never thought I'd be on a boat. It's a big blue watery road. Poseidon, look at me.
Doesn't ring a bell. I know music. You don't know that.
Well, you're going to enjoy it next time you hear it, or the first time you
check
hear
it
it.
out. All right.
She's got to
You've
find
heard the Lonely Island, though.
Nah.
No?
Really? I don't think so.
You know, we got Junk in a Box.
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
No, this is different.
Different?
This is way different.
That was a 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
We got the. I just had a fun time with Akon.
No. Michael Bolton. No.
Jack Sparrow. Really?
All right, guys. Keep the feet moving here.
Congratulations to the Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum, 106-88 winners last night against the Dallas Mavericks. It's kind of funny to watch the media complain about Jason Tatum. Some in the media complain about Jason Tatum, and then he goes on and he wins a championship. I don't think people can handle, like the national media can't handle when it's not done in a Jordan-esque fashion. Like Jason Tatum led the Celtics all year. Brown, fantastic. They were a complete team, and we saw it again in the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. White, excellent. Porzingis, the unicorn, off the bench. Al Horford, congratulations. He gets his first NBA championship after being in the league for 17 years and playing almost 200 playoff games. Like, that was a complete team.
Yeah.
But, again, I think the national media, they struggle sometimes with, well, he didn't carry the team by himself, so it doesn't count. No, Jason Tatum was incredible, and Brown was incredible.
Yeah.
And that Celtics team, pure dominance from start to finish. You and I, Carey, both thought that maybe this is the time where Boston's going to get really challenged because you got Luka and Kyrie on the other side. It wound up being the exact opposite. Yeah. And even though they had a clear path to the finals based on the injuries and some of the other teams that they faced in the Eastern Conference, when it's all said and done, you can't take away anything from the Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum this year.
No, you can't. They did an outstanding job. And, you know, the notion that a player in the NBA is solely responsible, one player is solely responsible for winning the championship is nonsense. I can go back. The only team, you are going to have 2 or 3 Hall of Famers on a championship team, and you can go back as long as you can think. The only team, again, that I say that I can think of was the 94 Rockets, when they only had Hakeem Olajuwon before Clyde got there. Like, that's it. You normally have 2 or 3 Hall of Famers.
Was dominant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you normally have 2 or 3 Hall of Famers on your roster. Michael didn't win it without Scottie. LeBron hasn't won it without D. Wade or without Anthony Davis or without Kyrie. Mm-hmm. Like, you need that second person, or you can be the second person. Whatever, 1A, 1B. Him and Jaylen Brown together are outstanding match. They play well off of each other. And I don't think that I think the media portrays this, whose team is it? I don't think they care. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think they care who gets the accolades. Jason Tatum didn't get Finals MVP. You know what he's going to get this summer? Probably $300, $400 million.
He's going to get paid, Carey.
He's going to be the highest paid player, which Jaylen Brown is right now. So at the end of the day, you win a championship, you get paid. Those are the things you want for your career. He's done an outstanding job. Congrats to him. And that was a dominant series. The Mavs looked completely outmatched the entire series, minus Game 4. And it seemed like Boston was supposed to win this finals, and it wasn't going to be anything restricting them from doing it.
And credit Brad Stevens for sticking with those two, because there was some thought that, well, maybe in order to win a championship, get over the hump, Why stick with Tatum and Brown? But what he did was, he traded Marcus Smart in the deal to get Kristaps Porzingis, and that move was kind of panned. They Smart was like the Energizer Bunny, one of the crucial pieces to the Celtics over the years. But he traded him. Traded him for something else he needed, which is somebody like Porzingis, who's going to be a unicorn off the bench and give teams even more issues,
right,
matchup-wise.
Right.
So he Brad Stevens built a team, and he stuck with those two young guys. He's like, I'm not going to make a clear, definitive, it's Jason Tatum's team or it's Jaylen Brown's team. We're going to win.
The Boston Celtics.
It's the Boston Celtics. Yeah. We're going to win this thing together. And they did. So credit Stevens for sticking with it. And I think Mark Cuban on the other side, credit him. He made some big time risk. He traded for Kyrie Irving, and that did not look good early. They were terrible together. Yeah. Luka and Kyrie were terrible following the trade last year. The start of this year, they weren't great. And a lot of people were like, why would you put these two, they're both ball dominant. Why would you put them together? Instead, Cuban, he made that move. Jason Kidd, I don't know if Jason Kidd was going to get another job anywhere else. And then he also got one of the executives from Nike to be his GM. So
that probably wasn't as difficult.
It probably wasn't as difficult for Cuban.
Pick up the phone. Hey, it's his golf buddy.
A risk nonetheless, Jamie. Yeah. And it all paid out. So two teams that were built in different ways. Dallas way ahead of schedule. Boston arguably right on schedule, and they finished it off.
Yeah. Where do we see this matchup next year? I guess let me reword that. Where do we see the Mavs and where do we see the Celtics? Like, are the Mavs on a trajectory to find themselves back in this kind of a position? And are the Celtics in a position to where they could repeat? Because, Carey, you've said this the whole playoffs for the NBA is that might be the easiest path anybody's ever had to take to get to an NBA final / now championship. Yeah. Whereas the Mavs, it was a little more difficult. They had a little more of a gauntlet on their side of things. Mm-hmm. So where do these teams kind of project for next season?
For me, the Mavericks have an opportunity to get back here if it weren't for being in the Western Conference. Like, they're the team that's incredibly good, and they don't have to make many changes at all. They're a young team. They got 2 stars. They don't have to make big time moves. They don't have to deal with big time free agency. But Jamie, you just alluded to it. They got a tougher gauntlet in the Western Conference. Yeah. Whereas Boston, they may have some roster crunch decisions to make, but they have an easier path, assuming that, there's no juggernaut that emerges in the Eastern Conference.
Well, I think the Knicks will be a problem with Julius Randle back healthy, see how they look. I think Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler, if he's back and he's healthy, that's a good team. But
Giannis
and Dame together healthy for an entire season would be, a problem for most teams. But this team is set up to win for the next couple of years. They've been doing it. They've been to 5 conference championships, 2 finals in this stretch, and they are ready and prepared. They're right at their peak. 27 years old, I think Jason is, and you're right in the peak of your career where that championship window opens. They got their first one. I think they got an opportunity to win 3, go to at least 2 or 3 more in the next 5 years where they can be putting themselves in that conversation to be champions that many years.
And the interesting about the new age NBA is that there's so much parity now that you have no idea what team is going to end up in the finals. We've seen some different matchups these past few years. And ultimately with the NBA, the offseason is so crazy that there's certain teams that could look completely different heading into next season. So I think that changes everything. And that's what makes the NBA so dramatic, because you just have no idea what's going to happen next.
Well, we know we have the lineup game next.
Oh, yes.
Marsh put on the little note dry erase board that we have. Good luck. So,
oh, come on.
This should be fun. Lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals defeat the Miami Marlins last night in 12 innings, a final score of 7-6. They'll take on the Marlins later tonight. Lance Lynn going up against Roderick Munoz. Last night, the Boston Celtics 106-88 victory over the Dallas Mavericks. Congratulations to Jason Tatum as the Boston Celtics win the NBA Finals. Matthew Tkachuk will have a chance to win the Stanley Cup tonight as the Florida Panthers take on the Edmonton Oilers. Game 5, we'll have it for you right here on 101 ESPN. 6:30 pregame. Florida 3-1 series lead. We have the lineup game coming up next. We'll dive into that right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
We've been warned, basically, that this is a rough one. I don't know if people are trying to throw us off, though, guys. Either way, I believe in us.
I don't know how I feel about, like, when we get the good luck and, oh, boy. I don't know how I feel about that because I wish I wouldn't get those notes because now I feel like I'm going to be second-guessing myself.
You know what? Let's just play our game today.
Do what we do?
Let's just do what we do.
All right.
So, lead off, Pedro Pajes?
Yes, I would go Pajes.
Let's not do that.
Oh.
Let's.
But we were warned.
Well, yeah, we were. But if he's leading off, we can throw
Carey,
the whole lineup
this is why I said I don't like to be warned because now I'm thinking about craziness.
Well, let's not go too crazy. Let's go Mason
They made
Wynn.
a trade.
Did they?
Not
Leading.
No.
No.
Shohei.
Shohei. Oh, well, he would be a good leader.
Well, the Dodgers are sick of that guy not being able to pitch.
Yeah. Not one inning has he thrown yet.
Nope.
What's wrong with him?
He's hitting the ball pretty well, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you like home runs, yeah.
Yeah, type of stuff matters. Can we go Mason Wynn here? Do you think he's out today?
Nah. Mason Wynn.
Crawford, the Crawdaddy, hurt his hammy. Mason
right.
Wynn's got to play.
Show us Mason Wynn.
I'm watching the Futures game, and this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across the time. That's awesome, but, like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up! Oh, my God!
So this is where I think things are going to get tricky. Because who's on the bump for Marlins?
Roderick Munoz, who is a right-hander.
So I think this goes back to Burley here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. DC? Or DC? CD.
Dylan Carlson?
DC comment.
Hello. Concussions are real.
By the way, Dylan Carlson, great throw last night.
Great throw.
Saved the game.
Yeah.
And I saw on
Probably
Twitter
shouldn't have sent him.
there's still some people that are criticizing
Put him on the block.
Criticize.
today.
The throw was up the line.
Put him on the,
You mean
put him on the block today.
he led Pajes to the runner?
No, the
like
throw was up the
perfectly?
line.
Okay. All right.
Might be-
He had 2 seconds to set his feet, right? Okay. All right.
It's a
No,
long
it's
time.
fine. Yeah, guy sucks.
Who you got?
Burleson.
Burleson. Go ahead, Jamie.
Show us Burley.
Kind of closed my eyes and swung at it and did what I wanted to do.
Burley to the rescue!
I see this as a day where Goldie could get off his feet.
What about, let's think, because yesterday, remember, who was it, Gorman? No, Burleson.
Well, Gorman was not in the
neither one of
lineup.
them.
No, but
Neither of them.
but I said, I'm like, Burleson hasn't had a day off in a while.
Yeah.
I think this is a scheduled Goldie day off, and I think Burley's playing first base.
So who you putting here?
I don't know. Matt Carpenter?
No.
DH?
Why wouldn't you put like Arenado 3 and then go back to Gorman 4 or something?
Well, because I don't think Arenado. Well,
He's playing.
maybe
If
they're
you think
both.
Goldie is out,
Maybe Arenado is the one that's getting the day off.
Should.
let's go.
Yeah, he had last night off.
Come on.
You're just upset because
I'm
of the-
angry.
He didn't get a
for
hit.
6. Silver Slugger stepped up 6 times to the plate and couldn't get on base once.
That's how the baseball go.
Yeah, well, that was really pitiful.
Okay, what are we doing here?
I don't know. You guys are second guessing me all. So you know what? Screw you guys. Do whatever the hell you want.
Goldschmidt. Okay. Show Carey and I RL chalk.
Stop your laughing.
It was
okay?
funny. We looked at each other like, Goldie. Yeah. Hell with that guy.
I know what you did. Trust me.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. All right.
Oh, my goodness.
I think this is Gorman.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Had the day off yesterday.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the starting lineup.
He's not hitting well.
But he does hit.
But he's
He does hit these kinds of pitchers pretty well.
But he's
What are those, bad
would be in the
pitches?
cleanup
fastball
spot.
pitchers.
Okay.
He'll be in the middle of the order. That's kind of where the Cardinals like to put their guys that can't. I think it's
Show
Gorman.
us Nolan Gorman.
Get your fresh organic popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready.
Okay.
This is
I'm doing
Arenado.
the things with the defense as well, boys.
So
Okay.
this is Arenado or Herrera?
You think Arenado is out?
Yeah, I would. After 0 for 6,
All right.
went 12 innings, he's got to be tuckered out. Let's give him a day off.
And he did skip the last ball of the game over there.
Nearly cost him the game. I think you
tired.
bench him.
I agree. Now, okay, so
For a day. Give him a day.
who goes in there then at 5?
Herrera.
Okay, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Carrier's your.
Show us Ivan Herrera, you guys.
No.
That's terrible.
Why do you look at me? He said the same
You
damn
said
thing.
Goldie Arenado was out.
He's out.
I don't think so.
Then say it.
Yeah, I just said
No,
Ivan
go
Herrera.
ahead. You're so. Go ahead.
Show us Nolan Arenado.
You're wrong.
Oh, yeah. Now what do you say?
Well, I was wrong.
Say it.
You were right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey.
Thank you.
Hey, let's.
What?
We're fine. Okay.
We're competitive, Anthony.
I know you are, but
What
we're
do you
going
got
down
here?
a path I don't like.
Who you got
Focus
here?
up here. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, then what's...
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Did all that. This is
Pooh.
Brendan
Is this
Donovan?
Matt Carpenter?
Oh, that's a good pick. I like that one.
I could see Marp right
I
here.
can see Donovan 5.
Are we
Just
five?
he doesn't want Marp. He doesn't want Marp. You see, I've said it 3 times
I
now.
don't think
Every time I
Carpenter's-
say it,
I don't
he
think
doesn't
Carpenter's
even-
5th.
You don't even acknowledge that I said it, and you just say another name. You're bulldogging the panel.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
This headband's pretty cool.
I had to go with my gut on
I
that
didn't
one.
say you were wrong. I said you were bulldogging the panel.
This is Herrera. This is Ivan Herrera.
All right. I'm good
You
with
agree?
that.
You
Jamie?
agree?
Yes.
Do you agree? No, don't be
What?
forced to agree. Do you agree? I don't want to peer pressure you. Do you agree with
You want
it
me
or
to
not?
want it.
I want you to want this. I don't want you to just go along with it. All right,
Carey, I've never wanted anything more in my life.
my man. Show us Ivan Herrera.
Sorry, guys.
This is Marp.
Go for it.
There you go.
Show us. Carpos.
behalf of the veterans and new leadership.
Salsa, where's the salsa? No salsa.
Nice.
Okay, so I would imagine Herrera's probably out of this lineup then.
Paez.
Unless, is Mark playing third? Who would be playing?
Gorman is
That's right.
probably playing.
Gorman's got
third.
back at second. Fermin plays the infield. He could be over at third. Or Donnie could be at third.
You think Donnie's at third?
Well, he plays everywhere, literally. He has played
Mark is
third.
DH, and I don't see him in the field.
No, well, unless he's playing. Yeah, you're right.
So-
I think Burley's at first. I think Donovan's at third.
Goldschmidt's
Gorman
at
at
first.
second.
Goldie's at first.
Yeah, that's what I said. Goldie first. Shut up.
Shut up. All right.
I'm lost.
Yeah. We need outfielders.
Yeah, we do.
Carlson's got to play after that throw last night.
I would think so.
But he
Where?
put him here and then put Paez
And
at
Siani?
8 and then Siani at 9.
Say that again.
Carlson, Paez, Siani.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you okay with that?
Go ahead.
I'm good with that.
Go ahead.
Show us Dylan Carlson.
What a shame.
Yeah, that's not great.
Who the hell is playing?
Well, is this Paez?
I don't know.
He got bumped up to 7.
Maybe.
Or is it Herrera?
Oh, Herrera.
You can't have two DHs.
No,
Mark
but
is
he's
the DH.
last time I checked, Paez has played so many games in a row as a catcher. 8 of the last 9.
Tomorrow's an early game, too.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
I think it's Herrera.
All right. Go ahead, Jamie. It's your thought.
Show us Ivan Herrera.
I'm just going to say this right now. I think Ivan
nice.
Herrera is going to hit a home run right here. Marsh just literally called that at Ballpark Village.
All right, so we think he's catching.
I'm sure
I
he's
do
catching.
believe he's catching. You're not going to have Pages right, like, they're gonna,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Then Marp is in the
So I think it's Carlson, Ciani now.
Okay.
That's what I believe it to be.
You do it.
All right, show us Dylan Carlson. Show us Michael Ciani. Show us. Who the hell else is
Fermin.
there?
Fermin.
Oh,
Fermin.
yeah.
Show us Jose Fermin.
Oh. Show us.
It's gonna be
Did you say
Crawford.
Pages?
No.
Maybe
You
it
have not
is.
said Pages.
Pedro Pages.
Go ahead.
I don't want to.
Just do it.
Show us Pedro Pages.
Okay.
It's Crawford. Crawford's the only one that's left.
He's hurt. Did you say he hurt his hamstring?
Yeah, he tweaked
did,
his
but he
hammy.
didn't go on the IL. He's the only one on the roster. I've written everybody down.
All right, the crawdaddy, I guess.
Show us Brandon Crawford.
So will Jumpin' Crawdaddy.
Is he going to play third? He can't even move.
Guys, I'm telling you, he's the only guy we hadn't said.
He can't even move. How the hell is he going to play
Who's
third?
playing where now? Michael Ciani here?
Yeah.
All right. Show us Michael Ciani.
Michael.
I don't know.
Michael.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're Michael Cera.
All right, Marsh with the most important job of the day. Go for it.
All right, leading off, your shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting second, right fielder Alec Burleson. Batting third, playing first, Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, second baseman, Nolan Gorman. Batting fifth in left field, Brendan Donovan. Batting sixth, the DH, Matt Carpenter. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ivan Herrera. Batting eighth, third baseman,
Oh, my gosh.
Brandon Crawford. And batting ninth, your center fielder, Michael Ciani.
Back. They're fair! They're fair! Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
Anthony, tell us the good news.
Our crack research team, Mike Ryder, with an important note. Brandon Crawford, this will be the first time in his 14-year career that he starts at third base.
I don't hear. Why would Oli do that? Donovan has played third base. Gorman was drafted as a third baseman. Fermin has played third base. Why are you force-feeding Crawdaddy into third base? If you wanted his bat in the lineup because he has been swinging it better, put him as the DH. Hell, I'll take Marp at third base.
Or put him at second and move Gorman to third.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeeze.
Watch this. Crawdaddy's going to stick it right where the sun don't shine on him. He's going to have
This
two
is-
double plays that are off the charts.
This is typically how it has gone with Crawdaddy, by the way. Like, we criticize, and then he goes off. So,
Well, you're welcome, St. Louis.
home run derby time.
Yeah.
None of us had Mason win last night. Nice job, guys. So let's see here. It's Marsh, you, Jamie, Carey, and then me.
Well, I have to go Brandon Crawford.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Brandon Crawford.
All right.
He's worked for me before.
Yes, he has. Now, you weren't here and you didn't actually pick him, but yeah, he has. He's worked well for you.
I feel like I'm playing the game
All right.
wrong.
Munoz. By the way, I had a little research team myself put some things together.
Gyro Munoz?
Yeah, Munoz, the righty. 71% of the time he throws a fastball. Batting average against his four seam
Look at
is
this.
368.
Did you just pull the notes out from somebody
I
else?
had a psychopath put this together for me.
Nice. Is it Karen?
No, she writes way prettier than this. So, who did you pick?
Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, I'm going with Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie barrels the ball way better than anybody against these fastballs. So, by the way, this was DJ Piddles with the help on this one. Wow. He was bored. Said he's going to do a deep dive. He came up with all sorts of great stats on this. So, if Goldie fails, Piddles, you're fired.
All right, there you go.
What is Marp, a three-pointer? Marp's three-pointer.
Yeah, he is.
You know what? He's in lineup. I do feel like I'm playing the game wrong because I should just take the one-pointers, the guys that actually hit home runs. But, you know, when you're scrambling, kind of like at the casino, you just keep playing. Give me Matt Carpenter.
Give me Nolan Gorman, please. I'll take somebody that
hits home runs
and doesn't have wall scrapers that get brought back in.
You're just mad because it happened.
I know I'm mad.
Yeah, you called
It's
it.
a great goal that night.
It didn't work.
All right, we've got what's trending next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. When it comes to finding your next new ride, check out AutoCentersNissan.com or head out to Herculaneum because they have over 700 vehicles in one location, all in their Herculaneum. I'll play say that again. Their Herculaneum location, Auto Centers Nissan, over 700 vehicles. Massive price discounts of up to $20,000 off with no payments for 3 months and no down payment available on select new and used inventory. And all current Nissan specials and incentives are eligible for any hail-affected new Nissans while they still have them. You can stack up the discounts, save thousands, and you also get the 30-day new car return promise within 30 days. If you need to bring the vehicle back for any reason, you can. And they'll refund your money. Complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, as well as the complimentary 1-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases. Again, it's all available in one location out in Herculaneum. You can check them out online first at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you do head out to the dealership, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we just got a text from the 618 that says, this is like a BK and T-Bone show clock. And then I looked at the clock, and it's 2:55.
We have a lot of important stuff we had to get out. First of all, that lineup game threw us for a little bit of a loop.
I mean, Brandon Crawford never playing third base ever. And who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
Not me. So. You?
No.
You? No.
We're trying our best here.
I know. Me too. Trying my best.
What do you want us to do?
That's pretty good.
Pretty good?
It's pretty
I
good.
did okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the heads up.
yes.
For me, it wasn't like our best effort,
But it
Yes.
it was a good
top tier.
Pretty
It was
good.
pretty good.
effort.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can't complain about that.
Anyways.
Marsh, what do you have for What's Trending?
Yeah, so we already established that Jason Tatum is a world champion, and Matthew Tkachuk has an opportunity to be a Stanley Cup champion tonight. Where does Matthew Tkachuk and Jason Tatum fall on the list of St. Louis sports athletes in terms of their relevancy, their accomplishments?
Born here.
Born
Well,
here.
Matthew wasn't born here. He was born in Arizona, but
raised
came
here.
here. He was
Raised
raised.
here.
Let's say raised.
Yeah, let's just say raised.
Why don't you know the text line? He wasn't born
raised
here.
Yeah, I mean,
you're right.
Ezekiel Elliott has got to be high on that list as well.
So if
Not
they
a
both
champion,
win
but
champions, like if they
he was
both
a
win their respective
national champion.
championships, it's got to put them right in the top five.
I got Steve Atwater. He's a Hall of Famer.
Let's not forget about Jackie Joyner-Kersee too.
Yep.
She's pretty accomplished.
Pretty accomplished.
Ever tell you that story about training with her?
No.
Oh my God! So
And Bobby too?
Bobby was our strength and conditioning coach. And Bobby knew I was sticking around in the summertime. He's like, hey, man, I'm training the girls out at the track. Come on, because he's coaching a women's Olympic team. And was it, was the other girl, Gail
Devers.
Gail Devers was there. And I'm going to do some sprints. It's good, quick twitch muscles for hockey and all that. I get out there, and I'm running against these women. And they are absolutely kicking dirt in my face. Like, I can't even keep up to them. And they're like annoyed that this white hockey guy is on the friggin' track with them.
Slowing them down.
And Bobby Kirsty's yelling at me the whole time. I trained all summer with them. It helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
I didn't really reel them in at any point, though. So Jackie Joyner-Kersee, for me, she has to be up on that list. Yeah.
I feel like David Freese has to be number one, right?
No. He had a moment, bro.
Yeah, you talking a career
Big moment.
Yeah, but
That
we're
was a
talking
really
like
big moment.
Matthew Tkachuk and Jason Tatum are
never
perennial
said
like
career.
best players in the league.
You said, what did you say?
You just said best
Like
athletes.
the top St. Louis athletes.
Yeah, I mean Ryan Howard's got to be for
sure
at least on the list. John in the Snake Pit said Max Scherzer.
Pat Maroon.
Yogi Berra.
Yeah,
Yogi
Pat
Berra,
Maroon's
yeah.
got to be up there.
Pat
JoJo
Maroon.
White.
I'm looking at.
Are we just naming all St. Louis
Well,
athletes?
no,
I think we're brainstorming.
We're brainstorming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We're just
say it out
just
loud.
put it
on.
And then we create the podium.
All right,
Pat
I like
Maroon
it.
and David Freese helped
Rushmore.
bring a championship to
Five.
the city.
What?
Yes, they did.
There's a lot. I mean, there are a lot of.
I mean, yeah, we're
you gotta
missing.
start
We're
with
missing.
like Hall of Famers, though, right?
I would say so.
Like guys or gals that are Hall of Fame in their sport. Like Jackie Joyner-Kersee is perfect.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Mad respect for that woman.
You have to start with the people that did it for the longest and had the most success. I don't know, you can't go by how much money they made because some of the people.
It's all era
Yeah,
defined.
based on the era you were playing in.
Maybe there's two
How many
separate
championships you
conversations
won?
then.
How many
Right.
championships Yogi Berra got?
Mike Shannon is one they bring up.
Yeah.
Mike Shannon, I mean, if we're talking all encompassing, I don't know how good he was as a baseball player, but
Mike Shannon.
yeah.
I mean, excellent. And then of course you factor in, what everybody said about him too, with him going to Mizzou, and he could have played in the NFL and all that. So, G-Dog, Chuck Berry.
Not bad. Yeah, Chuck Berry. Yeah.
I don't know what team he played for, but Chuck Berry, hell of a musician.
Real interesting dude.
Yes.
There's a book out there. I think this guy. Interesting.
Okay.
And weren't we at some room a few years ago?
Yeah,
the blue
At
duck.
Blueberry Hill.
Yeah.
The duck.
How was that?
The duck room, right?
It was called something.
Yeah. It was blue.
Something like
It's a
that.
goat
I drew a
duck
blue
yourself.
duck.
The blue-footed movie.
It was the duck room.
Was it the duck?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we broadcasted live
Yeah.
there. Yep. It was good.
People
All
are
right.
bringing up actors. No,
Yeah, no.
I don't think they heard the question.
Yeah.
DJ said, gotta be Yogi. He has the most World Series rings of anyone
that's
ever.
right, too.
Scott Bakula, Marshy.
We got Red Fox.
Rusty Wallace is a good one.
Red Fox is in there.
There you go. Some great names.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Phyllis Stiller. All right, it's a fast lane on 101 at ESPN. Have the Cardinals starters proved doubters wrong thus far? That's next on 101 ESPN. The Happy Roof Company, they got to be your first call. If you're dealing with any sort of damaged roof or leak, the Happy Roof Company will have somebody come out, look at your issue within 24 hours of when you call. So give them a call, 314-665-3001. You never know when the next rainstorm is going to pop up here in St. Louis. So give the Happy Roof Company a call before you have a bigger issue on your hands. But look, the Happy Roof Company, they're gonna work with insurance companies too. They're fantastic. In fact, if your insurance claim got denied recently, but all your neighbors got new roofs except for you, give the Happy Roof Company a call because they work well with insurance companies, like I just mentioned. If you had a damaged roof, insurance company already paid you off, but you need a roofer that's going to give you an estimate, call the Happy Roof Company. They got free estimates with competitive pricing, cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs, 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs, A+ rating with the BBB. They're incredible. So again, give them a call, 314-665-3001. You can also visit their website, thehappyroof.com. It's the Happy Roof Company. It's the Fast Lane on 101 to ESPN 304. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Josh Jacobs put this out on Twitter. And Jamie, I know you were looking at this. Josh Jacobs, site expert, FS Redbirds rants. He said, before the season even began, many fans and pundits wrote off the Cardinals rotation, claiming they hadn't upgraded it at all, and it was doomed to fail again. Well, the Cardinals veteran starters have proven their doubters wrong this season. Yeah, they certainly have. It depends on what category you fall into, though. So we get some complaints from people that say, well, all you guys did all offseason was complain about the Cardinals and their moves, and now look at them. Okay. That's fair in part. I will say this, though. If you listen to what we were saying, we all said, yeah, can't get any worse than what it was a year ago. You did upgrade, but did you upgrade enough? I think we're still falling in that category. The starters have been outstanding. They've been excellent. Way better than I thought. The three that you mentioned before, Carey, Sonny Gray, Miles Michaelis, and Kyle Gibson.
Yeah.
Since mid-May, fantastic.
Yes.
I know Gray had a little bit of a blip on the radar, but that was it.
Yeah.
He's been outstanding. He's been everything that you have wanted in a number one. Kyle Gibson, same deal. He's been everything you would have hoped and expected out of him. Lance Lynn, he's been Lance Lynn. He's been fine. He's been up and down. And then, of course, Steven Matz has been Steven Matz, at least in a Cardinals uniform, and that's unfortunate. But the rotation has been way better than what we thought. Mm-hmm. No question.
I agree.
Do I still feel comfortable with this exact rotation lining up in a playoff series against one of the top teams? No. But can I admit the pitching staff has been way better than what I expected? Absolutely.
I feel better right now, and of course it's recency bias too, because in their last month of pitching, it's been so much better than what the first bit of the season looked like. But if I look at the big dogs in the National League, when I say this, please hear it correctly. I don't feel uncomfortable right now. Like I'm not saying that Sonny Gray is Tyler Glass now. I'm not saying that, but I'm comfortable with Sonny Gray pitching in that game. If Miles Michaelis is pitching the way he has his last, 2 or 3 starts, I'm comfortable with him pitching in game 2. Kyle Gibson, right now, I'd be comfortable with him pitching game 3. Am I saying that those 3 are better than the 3 that they're going to face from another team? No, but those 3 will give you an opportunity to win a ball game, though. Mm-hmm. And so although you're not there yet with the top dogs or the upper echelon of the pitching rotations with the monsters in the National League, you're still, if the playoffs started tomorrow, you have a respectable top 3 that can at least keep you competitive in the games, and then your offense has to do a little bit of damage at that point. I feel better that way. Now, I don't know if you guys agree, but it's way better than I felt like at the start of the season or at any point last year.
That last part I certainly agree with. There's no question.
I agree that it's much better than it was last year, and it has been better the last, I guess 3 to 4 weeks it's been really good watching those guys perform. But I don't think I know I came in with a attitude that you were unhappy with, Jamie, because you're like, what's wrong with you? Because it just doesn't. When I watch this, it doesn't feel. Mm-hmm. I don't get the feeling of, man, this is fun. I get the feeling of, oh, here we go again. Like, and I know I can't be the only person watching the Cardinals in that manner. Like when last night, there was no doubt in my mind that they were going to lose that game. Where in years past, you feel like, no, they're going to find a way to win. Mm-hmm. But when you are going 12 innings, you talk about being tuckered out 12 innings and against the Miami Marlins, like, what are we doing? Like, you're going to be tired. You probably should have been done in 9. I just think that that's what it should have been. But you're finding ways to keep teams that don't belong in games. And then you're playing against some terrible teams that are finding ways to allow you to win, in my opinion. I don't think the Miami Marlins should have tried Dylan Carlson on a line drive to right field where he was set up to throw the ball. Like, that to me that's what bad teams do. And you were able to capitalize off of it, and it helped you win the game. But when you play the better teams, those mistakes, you can't rely on those mistakes, which means you have to be better. The Cardinals have to be better. The Rockies gave them a couple of games. Like, you're looking at teams give you games as opposed to we're taking games. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where my level of concern comes from.
I think thus far the starters have been good. I think Lance Lynn has been a bit disappointing. Hopefully tonight he can step up and provide you some innings. But, well, I've been somewhat positive. I think yesterday I came in with a slight positive mindset, I guess, with this team. But still, I mean, it's June. Like, let's wait a little bit. Let's see how this rotation looks when it comes to when you really need them in September.
That's kind of where I'm at, too. You and I had the same response when Jamie shared that one tweet. It's like, in fact, I had one ready to go. I'm like, I didn't realize it was August yet. It's like, they're proving all the doubters wrong. Mm-hmm. Suck it. okay, like let's slow down a little bit. I'm the first to admit, I've admitted it really since April. Even when the team wasn't playing well, I thought the pitching was pretty good. They are. Let me state this. Mo upgraded the starting rotation. He didn't have a long way to go, though, from a year ago, because that was pathetic a year ago. It was. I'm sorry. So to you proved all the doubters wrong. If he didn't, at the bare minimum, get 3 starters or have one of these young guys pitch well, you were going to be in trouble. So to me, he did his job, and he did it well. You got a guy in Kyle Gibson that I think a lot of people were ho-hum about. I think more people were excited about Lance Lynn because he used to be a Cardinal. Mo did his job from a year ago, but that is his job. His rotation was a trash can fire last year, and he upgraded it. It's been way better than I thought. Do they compare to the Phillies? No. Do they compare to the Dodgers? No. Do they compare to the Brewers at this point? Not statistically. But am I comfortable, like Jamie said, going into a series with them? Sure, yeah.
And he needs to continue doing his job because they do need to add another starter.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
So what date do we go back to when we say, okay, this is the date? Was it May 12th? For
the day
Cardinals,
Oli got tossed out of the game.
When we decided that's when things started going well.
In Milwaukee. So that's Sunday in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it was when Sweet Voice James tweeted at us saying that we needed to change Paul Goldschmidt's sounder.
Yeah.
Turn it back.
Mm-hmm. And the Cardinals are 20-11 since Oli got tossed.
All right. So I'm looking at starting pitchers, innings pitched, right? Cardinals are 19th, which means your bullpen is pitching a lot. Now, and that's up until today's date, which is adding what Sonny Gray did last night, what Miles Michaelis has done his last couple of starts. Like it's getting better, but at some point, like all things considered, this team just has. If you score more runs, I think it all boils down to the offense. If you play better offensively, then those innings aren't as stressful. I just feel like it's going to all come to a head, and maybe I'm just overthinking it. But I want to see a Cardinals team that gets out early, has runs, scores runs early, makes it less stressful on your starting pitching, which in turn makes it less stressful on your relievers, and you win games definitively. And because that to me is what good teams do. And right now I feel like this team they're just good enough, but they haven't crossed over. They haven't gotten over that hump to say, oh, this is a playoff team that can actually make a run in the playoffs. And I think that's where my frustration or my concern comes from.
This just came in through paper straws in the snake pits. The fact that you continue to discount the Brewers shows how biased you all are. Nobody's discounting them. I said they're in the same conversation. The Brewers got a 3.73 ERA, but a 4.17 FIP. The Cardinals got a 3.92 ERA and a 3.90 FIP. I'm not discounting the Brewers by saying the Cardinals pitching staff is in the same category as them.
Hey, paper straws, I could give a crap about your Brewers. Screw them. I am biased. I don't care.
Okay.
Give a bleep about the Brewers.
To be fair to paper straws and his Brewers, the Brewers have been outstanding in the regular season. One of the worst playoff teams historically in ever, Bob, the last couple of years. You are the Dallas Cowboys without all the fanfare.
Oh.
Great regular season team. Historically embarrassing in the playoffs.
It's not great.
Is that fair?
I think
was that better? Was that better?
No, I think it's pretty fair, actually.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. Are you sold? Next on 101 ESPN.
If you are in the market right now of selling your home, or you're thinking about selling it and you're not quite sure what's going on, pick up the phone. Call Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And in today's real estate market, cash offers are popular because they offer a fast sale for those who need it. However, while most investors or quick sale companies give you just one cash offer, my friend, Gloria Lou will give you multiple cash offers to choose from in minutes. That means no open houses, sell as is, and move when you want. Gloria Lou has got so much experience, and she's got the buyers for you. That's the thing. She's got a database with thousands of buyers that are ready, willing, and able to purchase your home. So that means more traffic to your listing. Hopefully that means multiple offers for you. And ultimately, more money. And Gloria Lou's going to make sure you get to the closing table, too. That's the biggest thing. To the closing table with the amount of money that you're looking for. And all you have to do is give her a call. Call Gloria. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Sold here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If you have an Are You Sold statement that you want to send into the Air Comfort Service text line, you can at 314-399-9646 with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh.
Yeah, let's start off with Swan. Are you sold that the Cards will be buyers at the deadline?
I am sold that the Cardinals will be buyers at the deadline.
Really?
Yeah, it just depends on what your definition of buying is.
There you go.
Right?
Are you in the bargain bin?
Yes, so they'll be in the bargain.
Are you buying the off-brand, or are you going for the real thing?
But you're buying because
buy.
they are in playoff contention and trying to make a push.
They'll buy whatever their coupon allows them to purchase.
Jamie's right. They're going to look through their drawers and see where their gift cards are, and then they'll use their gift cards to buy something and stay within the gift card too. They're not one of these people that go to the store and they're like, well, I do need a bunch of this stuff. I'll use the gift card to and apply it.
No.
They'll stay within that gift card.
And they check. They call the number on the back to see how much the gift card still has on it.
Absolutely.
Don't want to go a penny over.
That's right.
Right. So it's like it's something weird, like $17.49 or something. They're going to get something for $17.49.
No, they're going to get for $17. Never know if you need that $49.
That's very true. Yep.
You guys.
But yeah, they're going to be a buyer. There's no question.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Only the Rockies and the who else? Marlins will not be buyers. You know?
Well, if everybody's buying, then you're not willing to spend.
I shouldn't say buyers. We know that they're not going to be in contention for even a wild card.
Well, I'm saying if the other teams are buying and you are, if you know, supply and demand,
right?
There's a lot of supply, a lot of demand in the supply. Cardinals are going to be out of what we call SOL.
It's going to be interesting to see because of what we've poked fun at is almost the entire National League is in contention for a wild card spot. It's going to be interesting to see how the trade market goes. Like, how much are some teams going to overpay for mediocre players?
Yeah.
Just because
there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the point I'm making.
And
not
so
our
you're not going to be able to buy.
But we don't.
If
Well,
you
we'll
don't
buy.
spend.
We're going to be in the other bin where they're not even looking. Right, Anthony?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is why I asked you when I came in, are you excited?
You did.
And you said, yeah, I'm excited.
They won.
I'm so excited. They won.
They won again, Carey.
Yeah.
If they
Why
win
aren't
again
you more
tonight,
excited?
that's another series.
Because of what you just said.
What?
They're going to be bargain shoppers.
They're going to be buyers.
At the trade deadline. They're going to get just enough to break your hearts.
No.
And you could have just had your heart broken earlier in June or July.
You added all that. I just said that they're going to be buyers.
No, he said they're going to have a $17.49 gift card.
They're
going to spend $17.49.
Your childhood, and then came out this way.
Jamie said they're not even going to spend the 49 cents. They're going to keep that because you can gain interest on it.
Never know, you got to add something new to the ballpark.
The interest on that 49 cent goes a long way, so they won't even spend it. And you all want me to be sitting here doing what?
Yeah. Excited.
We didn't say anything. We just said that
Tim Tebow style.
They will be buyers.
All right, I'm
just
excited.
Not your
All right,
kind
I'm
of buyer.
excited.
When was the last time that they actually made a huge splash at the deadline? Maybe
Matt
Matt
Holliday?
Holiday?
Yeah,
that's
Matt
a
Holiday.
while ago. So
It was a long time ago.
But they've also made moves at the deadline where it hasn't been so sexy and they've
it's worked
found
out well.
success.
Jose Quintana, Jordan Montgomery, Edward Mujica.
How did that work out?
Who? Edward Mujica.
Jordan Montgomery and Jose Quintana. We won the championship, right?
No, but we won with
You
We won
hosted
the playoff. We won the playoff series.
Don't tell.
We won the playoff series.
You hosted a playoff series.
We did. And
Not sure the
Just gotta
pitching
get
was the
in.
problem.
I can't even remember.
I think
feel
Carey
bad.
wants our team to be the Dodgers.
Oh, I would love that. I would love it.
How have they done?
I wouldn't. You know what?
It took
It's
a
the
shortened
thought that
season to
counts.
win a World Series.
Don't you?
And the Astros cheating. But
Don't
And the
you
Astros
negate
cheating.
what they did. They won a championship.
Did they?
They have the
They
same
did.
amount of championships as we do in this
In the last 5 years?
since 2010.
Now, see how we pick numbers. See how we pick. See how we go.
Well, if we
Pick
go
the
back
number.
further, it gets worse.
It does.
For the
okay.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
I agree. The further away we go, though,
The better it is for us. Yep.
what does that tell you?
We're going to be buyers.
case in point. You're welcome, Carey.
Oh, thank you.
All right, from the 636, are you sold that Dalibor Dvorsky will be the opening day second line center?
No, I'm not sold on that. I would love for it to happen. That means the kid came to camp and absolutely shined. No, I'm not sold on that. I don't think you can do that because as good as Robert Thomas was as a young player, even he couldn't come in and even earn a center ice position. They put him on the wing to, gradually introduce him to playing in the NHL every night. So I think that if Dalibor Dvorsky comes in here, he'll get a few reps at center, and then maybe he has to go to the wing for a while, playing alongside somebody like Braden Shen to kind of get those reps, and then maybe quarter or halfway through the season, you flip them. Shen goes to the wing, Dvorsky goes to the center ice position, but I'm not sold that he's going to be the second line center.
All right, this one is interesting. This one's from the 618. Are you sold that Oli is starting to fall into Schilt's footsteps by challenging the front office? I'm referring to his comments to Katie Woo about the bench. Feels like philosophical differences.
I don't think it's philosophical. I understand what you're saying. I do. I understand that. And we played the audio and things like that about the bench from Oli. I don't know if it's philosophical differences. I do think, though, that Oli answered the question from Katie honestly. Because Katie outlined it. He's like, hey, you got to save this guy and that guy, and you really only have this guy for this situation. And he didn't. He said everything without saying it. He said, yeah, that's my bench. That's what I got. And he's not wrong. Mo also, though, and this is why I'm saying I'm not sold on it being philosophical differences. Mo has also said he's looking for a right-handed player off the bench that can play center field. So he is also admitting
Insert Tommy Edman.
Yeah, there's that.
I think there's a Harrison Bader reunion happening.
I do too.
In the future.
I do too.
Because, Harrison Bader wants to be here.
Exactly. I think it's a slam dunk. Harrison Bader will be a Cardinal again.
What?
They're going to trade for Harrison Bader.
Carey doesn't like it.
I have fatigue. Came in tired today.
You're doing great.
We shouldn't have been out till 5 a.m. That's on you.
You are correct.
Yeah. On a Monday.
You didn't call
Monday.
Or invite.
I did.
That was your biggest fault.
Carey lives like 5 minutes from me, too.
Yeah,
Am I wrong? Did we not get the same type of just energy from Carey when it came to the Steelers this year? Because I also don't think they were that great.
Oh, yeah, they were terrible. And they wanted to fire Matt Canada. And I was
all on board.
You want to watch this? Hell no, I didn't want to watch that. Crossing route, dump to the back, crossing route, dump to the back, run up the middle, crossing route. The hell wants to watch that? Throw the damn ball deep.
It really was the same play consistently.
Crossing route, dump to the back. Like, who in the hell wants to watch that? Do you think I was not frustrated? Crossing route. The hell are we doing?
What's a crossing route, Carey?
Crossing route. I got on one side, I crossed to the other side. Crossing route. 8 yards, crossing route.
Hey, in fairness, he mixed in Pat Fryermuth in those crossing routes.
Right down the middle, every now and then.
Yeah. There's a seam route.
15 crossing routes a game.
That's correct.
Every game, man.
Yeah.
Jet sweep. Crossing route. It was the same damn offense every damn game.
Consistency.
No.
It's what you pay for.
I cannot wait for this upcoming year with Russell Wilson as your quarterback.
And the first thing you get is a crossing route.
You're going to get some bootlegs. Get outside the pocket and make something happen.
Russ.
That's the old Russell.
You will get.
You didn't see him last
year. With Arthur Smith, you will absolutely see a better running game.
There you go.
I think his passing
downhill
game is toilet water. Wow. Used toilet water.
That's worse.
But the rushing attack, that will be legit.
Well, that's what we hope for.
Yeah. Basically, he likes to run the nobody's open offense and have your quarterback throw into the tightest windows in the NFL.
Well, at least they have a quarterback.
Very true.
There you go.
Well, they actually have two
Russ turns
quarterbacks.
Back into the 2013 version of himself.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. How does crafting a championship team, how deep does crafting a championship team go? Jamie will tell you next on 101 ESPN.
you're looking for car or home insurance or any insurance at all for that matter, give Tracy Bibb from the Bibb Agency a call. So many things are changing right now, and we talked to Tracy yesterday, and she mentioned that some companies aren't renewing with some of their customers, and people are finding out through the mail, or maybe it's a piece of junk mail that you thought you had, and all of a sudden they're telling you that, no, you're not covered anymore. Please pick up the phone, call Tracy Bibb, switch everything over to Allstate. Tracy Bibb said that they're not doing that right now. They are not messing with customers. They're keeping everybody going. And I know something about Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency is not only are they going to battle for the best price for you, they're going to make sure you're covered properly with the proper amount of coverage, whether it's your car or your home insurance. And all you have to do is pick up the phone, call Tracy, get a free non-committal quote, and it's not a 1-800 number. It's not somebody different all the time. No, it's somebody from the Bibb Agency. That number is 314-328-4260. I repeat, 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals won last night 7-6 against Miami in 12 innings. They'll take on the Marlins once again at 5:10 today. Lance Lynn will take the mound going up against Rodri Munoz. Once again, 5:10 first pitch. The Boston Celtics are the NBA final champions, 106-88. They defeated Dallas last night. Congratulations to St. Louis's own Jason Tatum. We'll see if Matthew Tkachuk can hoist Lord Stanley tonight as the Florida Panthers take on the Edmonton Oilers. Game 5, 6:30. You can listen to it right here on 101 ESPN. Speaking of hockey, the Blues have signed Scott Perunovich to a one-year, one-way contract extension, $1.15 million for Scott Perunovich. How deep does crafting a championship team go? Well, we'll talk about it next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
The Blues have signed defenseman Scott Perunovich to a one-year, one-way contract extension. We'll talk about that next segment, along with the Blues veterans, whether or not they should maybe add more veteran pieces or just kind of roll with some of their younger players. But the Boston Celtics won a championship last night, as Marsh just told you, and it all started, really, with a trade. The Boston Celtics traded Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce to the Brooklyn Nets all the way back in 2013. And as Barstool Sports pointed out, last night's championship was 11 years in the making. So they started that trade. That started their new run after building with the pieces that they got from that Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce deal. Of course, they won the title under Doc Rivers with Garnett and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, several years prior to that. So when you talk about how deep does crafting a championship team go, for the Boston Celtics, it started 11 years ago. I think when you look at how, if a team does it right, and when I say that, understand I'm saying, look, if you win a championship, however you did it, you did it well. But with the Celtics, they did it with they did it with a couple of homegrown players. They did it with guys that they had drafted, developed. Baseball teams that do it that way, I have mad respect for, because I think your championship window tends to last longer that way. No offense to teams that try to do it quickly, but when you try to do it by acquiring a whole bunch of free agents, especially in a cap sport, it becomes more difficult to sustain that. A lot of times, those free agents don't wind up matching their dollar value with their production. So for the Celtics, yeah, it took a while, but I think it's more sustainable now because of the pieces that they got from that deal. Do you guys feel the same way?
Well, yeah, I think the Brooklyn Nets were crazy for trading for a 37-year-old man at that time in his career, but congrats to the Boston Celtics for getting it off.
That's a perfect example, the Brooklyn Nets, Carey, what you're talking about. We're going to shortcut the system. We're going to win right now.
And it's hard to do that. Even, we talk a lot about the Warriors and their championship runs. Those guys are drafted.
Right.
Those guys were drafted there. Now, they added Kevin Durant, but that core group was all drafted, and they brought those guys in, and they worked through, the tough times and were able to become champions. I think that's the best way to craft a championship team. I don't know that there's a quick fix situation or solution, because if it were, every team would do it. We talked about the Phoenix Suns earlier this year and their exit and how terrible they looked with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal.
Right.
It's supposed to be a super team. It's supposed to be 3 elite basketball players, but what that does is it drains your bench. Your bench is no longer as good as it needs to be, and you can't solely rely on those 2 or 3 players to play 48 minutes a night and expect to win games, 82 times going out there and expect to win the majority of those games. Is going to be hard, especially come playoff time.
Right.
So for me, the best way is going through the draft. You talk about the New England Patriots going through the draft. The New England Patriots are probably, in my opinion, one of the poster childs for how to do it, because it's strictly business. They will cut you or trade you or release you prior to the year where they should be doing it. Like, he's going to be bad next year. Let's get him out of here. Let's trade him and get something in return. And it allowed them to win 6 championships. People didn't like it. A lot of the players weren't fans of it, but at the end of the day, you were a champion because they went about their business in the draft, making the correct trades, getting rid of players before time was up, and it showed in their play. And they had an elite player in Tom Brady to kind of be the head of that snake. So
I think when you look at championship caliber teams, more often than not, there are the outliers to where somebody stocks up on some free agents and in a year or two they win it. Mm-hmm. But look at how things are built. Let's go back to the season of hockey. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they were terrible for an extended period of time. But then when Steve Yzerman got there, started drafting correctly, and then his roster was filled with skill and young players. And then when it was time, when they couldn't get through that one part of the playoffs, then he went out and he hit the free agent market. He got some veteran guys that could take them to the championship. You look at any of the teams that are built properly. The Celtics, like you said, started 11 years ago, but they haven't been terrible for 11 years.
No.
So, there's a period of time where things aren't great, but the good teams find a way. So that's why, this retool with the Blues, and I'm not suggesting they're going to be championship bound anytime soon, but But I feel like Army is doing it right. He got rid of all those unrestricted free agents, the one year O'Reilly, Tarasenko, Barbashev. Think what you want about any of those trades. He accrued a bunch of draft picks and some young players. And now he's going to have a couple of years of getting some high-end talent in there. We saw last year towards the end of the season, a lot of the young talent was starting to rise to the top. So if they can ride that wave, and then this year looks better than last year, and the next year after that looks better than the year before, all of a sudden, in 3 years, 4 years, you've got this team now that is pretty much cost-controlled, and you've drafted and developed, and now it's time to add. So if you take that recipe for any of the leagues, the NFL, like even the NFL at times, like even the Patriots, they tried to add too. They went and got Randy Moss to one time. Like, didn't work for Randy, didn't win a championship there, but they were able to do so because they had drafted and developed, and they had room in the salary cap to get a guy like a Randy Moss. Like they did try every now and then to splash it up with somebody. So the age-old conversation of buying a team as opposed to developing a team or drafting and developing, the percentages always sway towards draft, develop properly, and then add.
Yeah. And the thing that you said that I think you absolutely nailed there was there will be a period of time where, like the Celtics, I think, missed the playoffs for 2 years. That was it. And then they started to roll with some of their young guys. But over that time, they got bounced early. They got bounced late. Last year, they made it to the NBA Finals and didn't win. There is that transition period where you got to kind of go through it a little bit. Lose unless you got Mahomes, and the Chiefs, and they win it right away. But there's got to be a period of time where maybe you have to lose, understand what you need, make the adjustments in the offseason. Those young guys get an opportunity to learn what it takes to win a championship. There's that period, too. It's not just drafting, developing. So I like what you brought up there with the Celtics, because it wasn't just, you draft the right guys, you won. No, the part of the development is suffering some playoff losses, too.
We got a text from the 636. This is a great example of what the Cards aren't doing right now. Did not trade Nolan Arenado or Paul Goldschmidt when it was time.
I agree with Goldschmidt, and I know he's having a slightly better year than Nolan Arenado, but I think there's some truth to that. I don't think the Cardinals have that, and the Army's not the only one, but they don't have that Doug Armstrong. All right, fan base is going to be pretty pissed at me, but this needs to happen.
Well, Army would have traded Goldie last year.
He would have.
100% at the trade deadline.
And so would Belichick.
Yeah.
Like Belichick was always. You had guys that were ticked off. Lawyer Malloy was pissed when he got cut. Yeah. Richard Seymour, when he was traded to Oakland, man, he was steamed.
Yeah.
And then
it was a lineman. Was it not Matt Light?
It was Vince Wolford at one point. He either got traded.
It was an offensive lineman also that they traded.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but
maybe it was Light. But it comes back.
They got rid of him.
They got rid of him.
Yeah.
But then you see at Tom Brady's, celebration there, the number being retired for the Patriots, and they're all there, and they're all like, "Yeah, no."
Because winning cures all.
We knew what the deal was. I think the Cardinals, to the texter's point, the Cardinals have a little bit of an issue with that. Now, sometimes it works out because you get Albert, you bring Albert back, and you have this unbelievable.
But even that was a
historic
roller
season.
Coaster.
It certainly
Albert ready
was.
to hang him up before the All-Star game when he went over there.
But typically. I don't know if it was Shula or Walsh or Parcells who said, I'd rather get rid of a player 1 year too early than 1 year too late. That typically works out for teams. And I think the Cardinals.
And it sucks for the fan base, but it is what it is. And sometimes you're wrong.
And sometimes you're wrong.
Even with Albert, like letting him walk wasn't a terrible decision.
No, it was a great decision.
No,
as much as you hated it, it wasn't a terrible decision.
You got your best. You got the absolute best of Albert.
Version of him,
both in his prime and the final year.
Yes, and you didn't have to pay all of that money.
Nope.
So, you have to make those tough decisions, and when you're in a position of leadership, you're not going to always please everybody, but you have to do what is best for the team, and that's usually what helps you win championships.
Absolutely. Do the Blues need any more veterans, or will that stunt the youth movement? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, I had a call today from our guy, Stu. I know he reached out to you as well, and you were on the ice, and I got a chance to talk to him. And this kind of summarizes what Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation is all about. So somebody was driving around listening to us, and they heard us talking about the bagel loan, and they heard us talking about Stewie. And they had gone to different lenders, and the different lenders couldn't get the loan done for them, couldn't get them closed, couldn't work with them, whatever their situation was. And Stewie called me today, and he said that while it was one of the more challenging loans that he's ever done in his career, he was able to get it done for this couple, and they're going to buy their dream home in a couple of days. And it all started because they heard us on 101. But I'm going to bring that up, not to pat ourselves on the back or Stewie on the back, but we stress to you, give Stewie a call or text him. Because whatever your situation is, you may be like this couple. It's like, you know what, might as well give it a shot. I'll call Stewie. If you do go to other lenders, the very least, call Stewie, see what he can do for you. Because more times than not, he's going to save you money over the course of your loan.
Yeah, he takes it personal, too.
Yeah.
He wants to see that everybody is able to accomplish what they want or buy the home of their dreams, and he's going to battle. He's going to find a way, and he's got the bagel loan. He's got other programs available, too, and then you can add in the bagel loan. It's awesome. And this couple was in tears today, so happy with the way Stewie was able to get them to the closing table and get them what they really wanted in life. And so for that kind of customer service and that kind of a teammate, call Stewie. His number's 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Call, text. He's our guy. He needs to be your guy. And call him. And if you can't remember the number, what can you do?
You can always Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Well, I'm not too excited about this Perunovich signing. It seems like the Blues' priority should be getting a little bit of veteran help. I know they're not in the sort of window where they want to splurge on the biggest free agent on the market, but they should be looking at getting good value for a mid-range guy to maybe be a middle pair defenseman or second-line center. And Perunovich just doesn't excite me. I mean, he's, 25 now and can't stay in the lineup even when he's healthy. I don't know. It just seems like the priorities are backwards there.
That was a mic drop from Grant Francis fan club, and kind of works perfectly for what we're going to talk about next. Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. the Blues announced today that they have signed Scott Perunovich to a one-year, one-way contract extension. Grand Francis fan club, he's not wrong. Scott Perunovich has had issues staying healthy. He has, potential, but that's all. Unfortunately, it's been untapped potential thus far. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they should be looking at more veterans, though?
Okay, so let's tackle one thing at a time here. Let's tackle the Scott Perunovich signing. And the Blues signed him to a year at $1.15 million. That's a lot of money. To the everyday person, that is a lot of money. When it comes to the NHL and pro sports, that's not. It's not. That signing is not going to prohibit the Blues from doing anything else that they want. Mm-hmm. I think it was a necessary signing for the Blues to find out, to see if he can stay healthy, if he can be that contributor that they thought he can be. I do believe it's a little premature, but this is the way the market goes now in pro sports, specifically in hockey. You don't have to have proven anything to get paid. And I hate to be the back in my day guy, but the back in my day guy, like me, no chance at 80 games was I getting $1 million on a one-way contract with 0 goals. It just wasn't happening.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. But this is the way it is now. And I have to wake up every morning and realize that when I'm talking about pro hockey in particular, that this is the way it's negotiated. This is the strategies that are now applied. So you're hanging on to his rights for one more season. Would Doug Armstrong lose sleep over having to send Scott Perunovich down to the minors? No, he wouldn't. He had Mackenzie McEachern in the minors making $850,000 this year. So the extra couple $100,000, he wouldn't care. And that's saying that Scott Perunovich can't play, or he's not playing up to par, which he'd have to clear waivers, which means somebody would probably pick him up off of waivers because it's the, hey, we can fix him world. And so this signing to me is a bleep on the radar. You basically retain the rights to a skilled young player that still has a lot of question marks around him. This 1 year coming up, I think we'll see where it goes with Scott Perunovich. And maybe Army has something bigger on the horizon. Maybe he's trying to move Torrey Krug again. If that's the case, then you do need a quarterback for your power play. And although Scott Perunovich, to my liking, doesn't shoot the puck nearly enough, he still can move the puck well. He's very deceptive. He walks the line very well, finds guys with good tape-to-tape passes. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, this is kind of a, whatever.
Yeah.
Good for Scott, good for the Blues. Now, as far as more veteran guys are concerned, again, I'm going to repeat, this signing doesn't prohibit the Blues from going to get a veteran defenseman if they want.
Guy with a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Played for a lot of different teams.
Well, those guys are hard to find, especially good character guys like that.
No doubt.
But there is one, and there is one, a former number 6 that's available.
Joel
Edmondson. He's available. Toronto had him at the end of last year, and you watch him in the playoffs. He played very well. He's not a top 4 defenseman, but you're not looking for a top 4 defenseman right now because you're not in that price range. You currently have your top 4 set, and they all have no trade clauses. So if you're going to add a piece, it'd be kind of fun to add Joel Edmondson back to the mix to play with Matthew Kessel. You know, maybe Perunovich and him kind of in and out of life, but Joel Edmondson brings it.
I don't mind that at all.
He brings that nasty back to your blue line.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to mix it up. He'll cross-check guys. He blocks shots. He's a good leader. He won a cup here. There's a lot to like there.
And it fits within your budget, too. I mean,
it totally fits in your budget. He's not going to be breaking the bank.
Yeah, somebody might be saying, well, why don't you just go get Cale Makar? He'd be better.
I think Joel Edmondson would probably be able to come back at like 1.5. Maybe 2. You were paying Marco Scandella 3.2 last year.
Right.
So let's just put things in perspective. So I like that. And one guy that I'm going to circle back on throughout the summer until free agency passes by and either the Blues sign this player or they don't is Chandler Stevenson from the Vegas Golden Knights. You know, he's 30 years old. I think that he's that number 2 center that you could move to the wing. So like the Dalibor-Dvorsky experiment. Let's say it's not this year. Let's say Dvorsky's not quite ready. He goes down, plays in the American Hockey League for a year, and then comes back, earns his keep. Chandler Stevenson's not going to block him. You move him to the wing. But last year, Chandler Stevenson made $3.2 million in Vegas, and he was really good. on that team. He's a 200-foot player, brings a lot to the table. He's been a successful player. He's got a Stanley Cup ring, had 51 points in 75 games last year. He's not wowing you, but the year before he had 65 and 81, 64. He's not wowing you.
Right.
But he's great on faceoffs. He can kill penalties, play on the power play. To me, he fills that second line void that you're desperately needing, and you're not breaking the bank. And he's not going to block the progress of Dalibor Dvorsky.
Yeah.
Because if Dalibor Dvorsky takes over because he's better, Stevenson can play the wing. Or you move Stevenson to the third line and Braden Shen and Kevin Hayes go to the wing. Like,
you got some
you're
options.
not blocking yourself.
Right.
So those are the two guys that I think right now, just off the top of my head, cost effective with Joel Edmondson, be a nice addition, and Chandler Stevenson up front.
That's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Fastline on 101 ESPN. We have the Gauntlet. Boys, we're on a bit of a losing stretch here.
Boy, but we get to start over today.
It's reset day for the Fast Lane. Next in the Gauntlet on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, our good friends over at Mentality, they do such an amazing job of taking care of everybody. And we've said this before, like, if you're nervous or you don't feel comfortable because, you're not sure, you don't feel good, but you don't want to be told you're low testosterone because that's not manly. Yeah, that's just silliness. Head over to Mentality because it happens to everybody. 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, your testosterone levels start to lower. And the only way to get back to feeling the way you want to feel is by getting into Mentality, talking to their board-certified physicians, giving them a blood panel, and then they make your recipe specific to you, and that's at the point where you can start to thrive.
Yeah, imagine if there was a place, Jamie, where you go in there and you tell them how you're feeling, and if you're feeling run down, low on energy and all this stuff. Imagine if they, in the most healthy way possible, just take your blood, tell you what's going on, tell you what to do, and all of a sudden you start feeling great. Because that's what Mentality is. It is. You don't do much else, and all of a sudden you start feeling great, which means you start to get into the gym if you hadn't been before. You start to feel like you got more energy at the end of the day, maybe to take care of tasks on a weekend after you've done all these things, or play with the kids after working all day. Mm-hmm. That's what Mentality does. So head down there, 2 locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. Tell them that Jamie and Anthony had sent you in there from 101 to ESPN. They'll tell you, hey, we see those guys each and every week because that's what we love about the program. We go in each and every week. But when it comes to Mentality too, you can visit their website, lowtusa.com. But head in there. You'll start to feel great after no time. Trust us on that one. Mentality.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
Time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
There we go.
How you feeling, Kyle?
I'm sorry, guys. My phone's acting up. I can't hear you.
How you feeling, dude?
You might have to call back.
Not
Sorry.
great.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Kyle. All right. Well, as Marsh gets Kyle back on the phone, just a little piece of information that Marsh just shared with us.
Oh, go ahead.
That Tony, who just won himself a Gauntlet trophy, he beat us in 4 different categories.
He did.
That's
that was impressive.
It's a pretty good day. Or days.
Yeah. And went over the weekend, too, so he got to celebrate all weekend against us. And that was a tough one. But we're going to bounce back.
Yeah,
We've had a really good year.
See if Kyle and his flip phone here can handle it.
Yeah. Kyle, you there?
Really?
I sure am, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right,
that's all
Kyle.
right.
It's all good. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Is this your first time?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, welcome in. You got the whole board here. So would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me in round 1?
It does not matter to me. Surprise me.
No, you got to pick.
Yeah, you choose.
It's the rules, Kyle.
Yeah.
I play football, so I'll take Carey.
There you go. All right. Carey Davis is up.
Good luck, Kyle.
There you go. Round 1. So
Go ahead,
Carey
Carey,
Davis.
you can go finish.
I think he did. I think he finished.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So Carey's going to make his way into the cone of silence. Kyle, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
All right,
So,
Kyle.
football guy, do you want football or do you want to stay clear of that against Carey?
Well, one or two things are going to happen. I'm going to surprise myself or and do well with anything, or I'm going to just make myself embarrassed and do bad everything, so it doesn't matter.
All right, Kyle. Well, it's not football. How do you feel about hockey?
I like watching hockey. Do I know a lot? Probably not.
All right. Well, you got hockey, which means you and Carey will be head-to-head here with these 4 questions.
Sounds good.
All right. Here we go, Kyle. 4 questions, all hockey related. All worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, they're worth 1 point. Are you ready?
I sure am.
All right, question number 1. Which team was the only team to be swept in this year's playoffs? Which team was the only team to be swept in this year's NHL playoffs?
I'll take the options.
The Washington Capitals, the New York Islanders, or the Los Angeles Kings?
I'll do the Capitals.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Kyle, question 2. The last time the Blues were swept in the playoffs, which team swept them?
Options.
Was it the Vancouver Canucks, the Colorado Avalanche, or the Minnesota Wild?
I'll go with Wild.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Which team was the first team the Blues ever played against in the playoffs back in 1968?
Yeah, options.
Options are the Minnesota North Stars, the Philadelphia Flyers, or the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And what was the question again?
Which team was the first team the Blues ever played against in the playoffs back in 1968?
I'll go with the Flyers. Final answer.
All right, Kyle. Last question. Who is the Blues' first captain in team history?
Once again, options.
All right. Was it Bob Plager, Al Arbor, or Barclay Plager?
I'll go with the first one. The first Plager.
Bob Plager?
Yeah.
All right.
Final answer.
All right, let's bring back Carey from the cone of silence. Kyle, how you feeling?
Yeah, not too well.
Okay, well, we'll see.
All right.
Carey's walking in. He just muttered something.
He did mutter something. I don't know what he was doing.
It was kind of fast.
Well, you know how that works, Carey.
Good for the listener. When it's,
Could be great day, could be bad day.
well, I got to get us going in the right direction. I think I started it off last time.
Did you?
When Tony went on his hot streak.
Well, Anthony brought that up while you were in the cone of silence.
Yeah.
He did.
I
didn't like him kind of blaming you, but nonetheless, he did bring it up.
He didn't finish. You guys didn't perform in the middle.
We were scrambling after you lost, Carey. Let's just be honest.
You were leaning on me. I had to get the W, and I didn't get it done.
Yeah, you set the tone.
Yeah, you said it best.
Okay.
I think you did, Jamie. All right.
Pack a lunch, Carey.
All right.
Carey, your category is hockey. Your category.
I just told you I love hockey.
You love
Is
hockey.
hockey.
Look, just think back.
Are you ready?
Think back to those
Skaprovic.
nights when your dad
Final
and you were
answer.
watching the Blues
Oh, yeah.
games.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Good.
All right. Here we go. Gary, which team was the only team to be swept in this year's playoffs?
Oh, man. Give me the options.
Your options are the Washington Capitals, the New York Islanders, or the Los Angeles Kings.
Oh, man. That feels like so long ago. Ooh, I'm not going to know this one. Kings, final answer.
Question 2. The last time the Blues were swept in the playoffs, which team swept them?
This ain't going to get much out of me, are you? I want to say Dallas. For some reason. I'm sure it's probably going to be an option. Give me Dallas. Final answer.
Marshy's stash brings up a good point in the snake pit. Tony was clearly not a good guy. It's true. Marsh didn't beat him.
I didn't. Nope.
He did not.
It's just science.
Question number 3. Which team was the first team the Blues ever played against in the playoffs back in 1968?
Oh, I was thinking about that. I was watching that game the other day. Give me the options, please.
It was a heck of a game.
Oh, yeah.
Options are the Minnesota North Stars, the Philadelphia Flyers, or the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, Toronto, final answer.
All right, question 4. Who was the Blues' first captain in team history?
Jamie, why didn't you? He picked you. You did.
I would have had a great run with this one. I'm not going to lie.
I'm sure you would have.
This one would have been fine for me.
Sure you would have, kid.
Options, please.
Bob Plager, Al Arbor, or Barclay Plager?
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to do an Anthony Stalter. It feels like the Plagers would be too spot on. Give me Al Arbor.
Good old Al Arbor.
Final answer.
All right. Let's go over this. Let's start right there. Who's the Blues' first captain in team history? You just heard Carey say Al Arbor. Kyle said Bob Plager. Correct answer is...
Pick the outlier, Al Arbor.
Nice job, Carey. Carey's got a 1-0 lead, huh?
It's not good. You started there. Probably downhill from here.
Oh, no. Well, hey, listen, we'll find out.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. The last time the Blues were swept in the playoffs, which team swept them? Carey, without the options, you said the Dallas Stars. So it must be an option. Kyle, with the options, you went with the Minnesota Wilds. Correct answer is...
It is the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, other option was the Canucks.
Was the Dallas Stars on there?
No, sir. No. So, Carey with a 1-0 lead still. Which team was the only team to be swept in this year's playoffs? Kyle, you said the Washington Capitals. Carey, you said the Los Angeles Kings. Correct answer is...
Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals.
We have a 1-1 tie. Comes down to this. 1-1 tie. Carey, Kyle. Which team was the first team the Blues ever played against in the playoffs back in 1968? Carey, you took the options. You went with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Kyle, you took the options. You went with the Philadelphia Flyers. If it's the Minnesota North Stars, we've got ourselves a walk-off. If it's the Philadelphia Flyers, Kyle wins. If it's the Toronto Maple Leafs, Carey wins. Kyle.
Yeah.
You have chosen wisely.
It was the Philadelphia Flyers. Kyle beats Carey 2-1 today, and the fast lane losing streak continues. It is now up to 5.
Help you out.
Kyle, nice job. Congratulations. You'll be back tomorrow to take on either Marsh, Jamie, or myself.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Nice job.
See you,
Good
Kyle.
job. Nice job.
I don't like it.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, 5 in a row.
5 in a row. Yeah. The old L's are starting to pile up.
We need a slump buster, boys.
Yeah, we certainly do. We certainly do.
Find that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the Cardinals
all around?
They're all around us. Are the Cardinals babying their starters? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Here's the thing that it tells me, Randy. If you go back and look at his starts prior to this one, they've kind of babied him along. And what that tells me is they're concerned about him with the hamstrings maybe. He went through 3 or 4 different jerseys. He was sweating his butt off. And I think they're just saying, you know what, we need to be so careful with this guy because if he goes down, we're out.
That was the great Dan McLaughlin on the opening drive this morning with Randy Carricker talking about Sonny Gray. And he said, maybe the Cardinals are babying him along. I don't think he means that in a bad way. He's just saying, they're being cautious with Sonny Gray, making sure that he's going to be ready and effective later on in the year, that maybe they take him out and took him out too early last night. I don't feel that they did. I don't think Oli made a mistake last night in taking him out. I really don't. I think if you leave him in there and he walks another batter, you're gonna get him out anyways. If he gives up a home run, you're gonna get him out. So the only way that you keep him in that game is if he gets through that inning, right? If he gets another out, gets another 2 outs. So I don't think it's a bad spot. The bullpen has been outstanding this season, outstanding. So he went to his bullpen, and he went to a guy that has been great in those situations. And JoJo Romero gave up a home run.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Now, to Dan's point, though, do you got any problem with the Cardinals looking at it and saying, we're going to play the long game? Sonny Gray had an injury, don't forget, in spring training that cost him a start or 2 at the start of the year. And we're going to be semi-cautious throughout the year. Pick and choose our spots to either leave him in a game, which Oli has done, or take him out.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man, because if you're the Cardinals, you're having a little PTSD from these pitchers and their injuries. You had the Flaherty injury. Wayno was beat up last year. Guys have had their time on the IL. Steven Matz, which, by the way, it's being reported that he experienced soreness the day after his latest rehab outing. He's back on the IL with a lower back strain. He's set to travel to L.A. and get a second opinion in the next couple of days. So if this is what's going on behind closed doors, and you see your number 1 pitcher out there battling through where he's had a heck of a game, and he's starting to lose his stuff a little bit. He does have the injury that happened earlier in the season. He is sweating through a couple of different jerseys. I'm getting him out. Never mind that it's the right decision to go with JoJo Romero there, which it's been like a lockdown for you guys all season long. If you go Kittredge, JoJo, Helsley, or JoJo, Kittredge, Helsley, however you want to line them up, that's been your recipe for success. I don't think it's terrible to be cautious with your pitchers right now, especially if they've gotten you to where you need to be. Even with Michaelis, when we get all mad, you only threw this many pitches, but then it worked out because you went to your bullpen did their job. Now, the flip side of that is, you're stressing your bullpen too much then.
Can't have it both ways.
It's one or the other. One thing that's really nice about the bullpen here recently is it hasn't had to have been the usual suspects. A lot of guys that are coming into the game are doing the job.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go with the big 3 every single time.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it's being babied. It's just being cautious and making sure that, we talk about it all the time. It is a long season, and you want your ace who pitched outstanding last night. Minus the walk at in the top of the 8th, bottom of the 8th inning where you wanted him to get out of that inning, and then he got a line shot right at the shortstop. So your level of concern does come up. There are 2 outs, but at the end of the day, we talk about it. If he makes a mistake and gives up another shot or walks another guy and JoJo comes in, and it's going to be questioned regardless. It's always questioned when it doesn't work out. I don't think it was the wrong decision. And you do have to be cautious because you're going to get a point. I say this time and time again, because of the lineup and them, not producing runs early in the game and not giving you a lead early in the game, it changes how you have to pitch throughout the entire game. And whether that's a starting pitcher or a reliever, that's where the stress comes from, in my opinion, because the offense isn't doing enough early in the game. We got a text earlier. They scored 7 runs. Yeah, they scored 6 of them in the 8th inning and on, right? They if you get a lead early, we talked to Kyle Gibson. He said he pitches differently when he has a 3-run lead versus when the game is tied or when he's down because you have more leeway to make a mistake and it not hurt you. that's the pitcher's mindset. I can throw something and allow it to be hit and trust that one of my guys are going to catch it or get a guy out, as opposed to having to be too perfect and being more stressed on myself. So
yeah.
It's all full circle. This entire team has to be better for the pitching staff to be their best version of themselves.
Marsh, I feel like you had issue last night with Oli.
Yeah, I did. I thought that he could have gone at least one batter. If you give up a home run, like you said, you're still winning, and then you can bring JoJo in with the bases clean. Mm-hmm. And then you go from there, and then you bring in Kittredge, or maybe you just leave JoJo to go. Whatever Oli would want to do in that situation, that's up to him. But you bring this guy in to be your quote-unquote ace, right? But you won't allow him to finish the inning.
Yeah.
Like, it was 2 outs. Let him finish the inning. He's a veteran. He wanted to finish at least the inning. I know he said he had the mindset of finishing the game. Probably wouldn't bring him back out there for the 9th inning, but at least let him finish that inning.
I think if he wanted to finish the inning, he would have finished it. Like, that's I don't know if that's your best pitcher, your ace, and you're the manager, and you come out and say, hey, I got to get you out here, and you say, no, I got one more out to get. Like, if you really want, you can lean on him in that moment, because we talked about it earlier where he took it, where he said, I don't have it today. You can come get the ball. You can get me out. You trust your guys the more they show you. And I think Sonny has given Oli enough to show him that, hey, if he believed that he could have finished that inning and gotten one more guy out, and like you said, if he walked the next guy, or even if he hit a home run, you're still up by 1 run. So it's not the end of the world. It doesn't look good, but it's not the end of the world. I think if Sonny Gray really wanted to stay in that game in that moment, he could have leaned on Oli and said, hey, I'm going to finish this. Give me this opportunity.
I mean, we don't know what was said in that little huddle around the mound. For all we know, he could have said that. I'm just judging my opinion on what he said in the post game, and it sounded like he had that mindset of going the entire game. Again, I would not have brought him out for the 9th inning, but I'd let him finish that inning. It feels, at least to him, that all that work that I just put in, I had this mindset of going out there and being a dog, and I get that stripped away from me, and now it's a tie ball game, and there's a chance that we could lose.
Yeah.
The one thing I will give him credit for is that he sort of, in that post game, just kind of put that aside and said, we got the win as a team.
Right.
Like, that is what a leader should do, and I really applaud him for that.
Yeah.
But I would have brought him out there. Like I said, you give up the home run, you're still winning.
Yeah, I don't that line of thinking, Marsh, I don't think you're off base at all. You're right. It's just, why not throw, why not give him another at bat and all that? You're right. It stays within that framework. I'm going to stay by what I said. I didn't have any issue with it then. I don't have an issue with it now. It's not like he looked great in that inning. He did have a walk. He did give up the laser beam to Nick Fortes. I got no issue with it. Your line of thinking is sound.
Oh God! Here comes the
Who's
loss.
that? You guys are kidding me, right? Jamie, they got the win, huh?
Yeah, they did, buddy.
That's all that matters. Winning, winning, winning. You got the W. What else do you want, right? You complain about Sonny Gray staying. You complain about Sonny Gray leaving. What does it matter? Mason Wynn hit a shot. Pew, over the fence. Great job. He did his thing. Cardinals won. That's what Jamie told me. And I walked in this morning. He said, you know what? You complaining. They
just
won.
clicked, eh, buddy?
Just win, baby. Just win. And if you do it again today, guess what? You won another series,
Yeah,
Jamie.
baby.
And that's what we strive for here, correct? That's what we're going for, correct? That's what we want, huh, Marshy?
Look who's back.
Doesn't matter if it's 12 innings against the worst team in the majors, huh?
Oh, wait, it's drifting.
Just win. Just win, baby.
I don't know why you put those
Just
glasses
win.
closest to him. Remember you did that earlier?
I did it because I knew he wanted to break out.
Oh, man.
I knew it.
Carey, I love your enthusiasm. Here's your problem. Ryan Fernandez, you had to burn him for 2 innings, and you had to burn Kittredge for 2 innings.
Oh, Jamie told me they won the game.
Because you went to and Lance Lynn.
You know he's going to give you a solid 4 tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, 4.
All you can handle, buddy. All you can handle.
So
he does it every time.
Strong
over
4.
and over and over again.
Yeah.
Just giving you 4.
Yep. Innings eater.
Yep.
Carey, it's good to see you back.
I'm glad to be back. Glad to be seen.
Why don't we hand out some Green Day tickets?
That seems appropriate.
It certainly does. Absolutely. By the way, yesterday, Marsh gave a great trivia question, which was the 2006?
2006.
2006, when the Saints reopened the Superdome following Hurricane Katrina. Who blocked the punt against the Falcons in that Monday night game? It was, of course,
Steve Gleason.
That's right, who unfortunately was diagnosed with ALS, and a lot of people followed his journey and things like that following his career. But what an unbelievable moment that was for him and the Saints. So that was the trivia question yesterday. We do have your chance to score tickets to see Green Day and Rancid on August 15th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Text in to win free tickets at 314-399-9646. You can find all the ticket details and a bonus chance to score free tickets to Green Day and Rancid at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 mobile app. I think this is only appropriate today, guys, because we need to hear it again.
Oh, no.
What is the Fast Lane's losing streak up to now in the Gauntlet? What number?
How would you do that?
101st texter to 314-399-9646 wins those Green Day tickets.
Great.
What number of losses, consecutive losses, do the Fast Lane now have? In the Gauntlet.
We need to be shamed.
Exactly.
We got about 3 American idiots in this room. One of them's Canadian, so that's not a song, though, of Green Day.
No.
Weird Al has one out, though, called The Canadian Idiot.
Oh, there you go.
It's pretty damn funny.
No, this is a whole bunch of dookie, is what I'm saying.
Not great.
If it ends tonight, how will these championship series be remembered? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and Window Nation is extending their semi-annual sale. Right now, you can get 50% off of all window styles, plus 0 interest for 5 full years, and an additional bonus if you schedule that in-home estimate today through June 30th. All you need to do is call 866-90-NATION. Window Nation can install your new windows in 1 day or less, and it comes with a lifetime warranty. If your windows are old, if they leak water, have condensation, moldy, rotten, they get hot to the touch, or you're just tired of letting the cool air out during the summer and paying high utility bills for air conditioning, you can get a free, no obligation quote today from Window Nation. They will come out there and get it done for you. They can install that window, as I said, in 1 day. They are experts. They've installed over 200,000 windows just last year, which is 40 times more than the average window company. 96% of those windows require no follow-up service. So call today, get that 50% off of all window styles, 0 interest for 5 years. The additional bonus, if you schedule that in-home estimate today through June 30th, just call 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals, they won 7-6 yesterday in 12 innings over the Miami Marlins. Lance Lynn will take the mound tonight going up against Roddery Munoz. First pitch is at 5:10. The Blues have signed Scott Perunovich to a 1-year, one-way contract extension, $1.15 million for Scott Perunovich. We talked about that earlier in the show. If you missed that or anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. The Boston Celtics are NBA world champions, 106-88 in Game 5. Matthew Tkachuk has a chance to win the Stanley Cup tonight with the Florida Panthers. They take on the Edmonton Oilers. 6:30 pregame. You can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN. And if that series does end tonight, how will these championships be remembered? We'll talk about that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. I mean, Carey just opened up this segment with laughing. So, what do you got from the text line?
You asked for the number of losses. It says 101, 101 losses.
We haven't been that bad. That'd be a lot of trophies. They'd have to order more trophies.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, we have
all the numbers and then 101.
Oh, come on!
Exclamation point from Marsh's burner.
Well, that's wrong. Okay, that number's wrong. You're not going to see Green Day with that sort of attitude, okay?
The only 101 that matters is this station.
Darn right.
Exactly.
Well said.
Yeah, well said, Marshy Pants.
And the Dalmatians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Can't forget about them.
Yeah. I saw a documentary one time about that.
Really?
Yeah, the woman was just
not a really good person.
evil.
Never seeing that.
Yeah. She also, though, had a kind of a backstory that,
You felt bad for her?
I think she could have used some psychotherapy.
As Anthony would say, she had a lot of great ideas.
Whoa, Marsh, I don't want you putting that on me.
The quote, right?
That was about somebody else.
Cruella DeVille. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're talking about Darth Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader. That's different.
Yeah.
Plus, I couldn't remember what he did. It's been a while.
Just annihilated planets. Complete planets of people. It's fine, Anthony.
Well, what those people do?
Oh, you're right. I don't know.
Very peaceful.
They didn't
people.
give us the.
Were they?
Yeah.
Do we know that to be true?
He did all those things with those Ewoks. He's not a good guy.
Unimaginable things those Ewoks.
He did.
Must have been in the deleted scenes.
Probably. So, if the Panthers win tonight and hoist the Stanley Cup, how will these two series, Celtics winning last night, how will it be remembered? As utter crap? Let me rephrase. Will they be remembered?
That would be
outside
a better
of Celtics and Panthers fans.
Like watching that Celtics game, the series, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been full of excitement. Normally, it's more exciting when both teams fight back rather than one team just punching the hell out of the other.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that's essentially what the Panthers have done, minus Game 4, and the Celtics did, minus Game 4. So if the Panthers go out and punch the Oilers in the face, both literally and figuratively, all night long. And
like Lionel Richie?
All night long.
All night long.
All night. All night. Okay. Then I don't know that it's remembered other than in Boston and Florida. Like those are the two cities that are going to be most excited about it. And I guess the teams that lost will remember it. But the casual fan won't,
You're right.
recall.
Like, it's going to be tough to, although it would be the Panthers' first Stanley Cup in franchise history, the casual fan probably really won't think much of it just because. If the Oilers somehow come back and win it, then the story's easy. You remember it. They're down 3-0. First Canadian team since 1993. Connor McDavid. There's a lot of things where you're like, I remember where I was at when they came all the way back in that series.
A little different.
But the Celtics, they've got, what was that, their 18th championship.
Yeah,
the city of Boston and true Celtics fans will remember this one. It's the Jason Tatum era. He finally got his championship. But the casual basketball fan, they're not going to really remember that.
No.
Celtics, they won a whole bunch. How many did they win? I don't know.
And they were dominant, too. Like, that's the thing. They were dominant. But you're right. Us in St. Louis will remember because Jason Tatum. And then Boston Celtics fans. That's it.
When was the last true great championship series? And I'm talking, I will even add baseball in there. You got to go back a while.
The Cubs
and Indians.
Cubs Indians was probably
the Bruins was great. 7 games.
It was.
That was great.
But if you also look at some of those games, some of them were blowouts. So I'm talking about game-to-game, great series, not just the length of it.
Who remembers that, though? I think
I do.
Do you remember the Cubs? But do you remember the Cubs and Indians and how that played out?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know what I mean? Like the Blues, I know you remember every moment of that. But this goes back to my point. Remember when I said that the storylines matter than the superstars? This is why we remember. Carey, you said the Cubs and Indians. Boom, right away.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
We knew it won 7 games. We knew that Rajay Davis hit the home run to extend it, and then Jason Hayward had to give that stupid speech, save the Cubs season. Remember that. But we remember storylines. We even laugh. I'm joking, but we do. We remember storylines. The Blues Bruins. Even though some of those games were blowouts, you're right. Yeah. Game 6 was a disaster for the Blues, unfortunately. Game 7 was a blowout. That wasn't close.
Right.
Great.
It had
great for us.
Great theater, though. Jordan Bennington was a huge part of that not being a close game.
And we remember, though, the Blues, where they were, Gloria. Like, we remember the storyline.
There's a lot attached to that.
Yeah. Like, what's the storyline from this series?
No.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid's in it.
Right. What's the storyline from the Celtics series? Jason Tatum.
And Jaylen Brown.
Brian wasn't even. Yeah.
Even Jaylen Brown. People more. I think more people are like, oh, it's the Jason Tatum era. Yeah. Even though Jaylen Brown, not only was it the MVP, I was so impressed with him as a player throughout this fight. I was like, oh, that guy's a machine.
Yeah.
Like, I loved the way he played, but still, when you talk about this Celtics team, most people will say, "Oh, that was the championship with Jason Tatum won."
Right.
Well, you say Derek White lost his teeth. That was.
He's a hockey player. He went down, and I was like, well, we'll see him next season. Yeah. And then he was out. I don't think he even came out of the game.
No, he went to the bench, got cleaned up, and came right back.
Hockey player.
One tooth chipped.
Right.
Embrace it.
But okay, let's say that the Blues and the Bruins, we'll count that one. But still, that's 5 years ago.
No, you're right.
And I've been looking. You look at some of these series. I wonder if it's because they're so lopsided from a seeding standpoint. Like, we'll look at baseball. We mentioned it. The last 4 National League representatives have all been the final wild card spot. The last seeded team. Was that the last? Was it the Cubs and Indians? Was that the last
exciting
memorable
championship?
Let's just say memorable series
In any sport?
No, let's just stick with baseball.
I'm looking at basketball. I don't see one that.
Let's see here.
Why are we just glossing over the Chiefs having to win?
Well, because it's not a series.
It's not a series.
Oh, okay,
it's
but
one game.
Yeah.
I thought
That's what makes the NFL great.
I just think of the
NFL
Chiefs
game.
I almost was like, and then I'm like, nah, he said series.
That's what makes NFL king.
I glossed over that.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, so let's look back. Let's just walk with me, guys.
Interlocking fingers.
Thank you. Last year was Rangers Diamondbacks.
Nope.
Get the hell out. Astros Phillies. I mean, Dusty Baker. The biggest storyline was Dusty Baker winning one, but again, I don't.
There's one that you're probably going to say that just came to mind that was pretty good.
Braves Astros. No. Dodgers Rays. I think we remember that because Kevin Cash.
Yeah, that was crap.
Effed up because of Blake Snell.
6 games, 5 games?
That was 6. Nationals Astros.
7 games. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Unfortunately, we remember that because the Cardinals got
beat up.
Yeah. Shrubbed.
NLCS, yeah.
Red Sox Dodgers was 4-1. I don't remember the storyline was in that.
Dodgers blew one of those games. Red Sox came back, won.
Yeah.
Took control of the series from there.
And the Astros-Dodgers went 7. The only thing to remember that is the Astros were cheating.
Banging on drums.
Yep. And then Cubs-Indians. So I think the Cubs-Indians was the last really memorable one. Like even the Nationals-Astros, what's your storyline there?
Yeah, team was. I mean, it helped
the Nationals.
It helped them because the Blues just went through the exact same thing. A team that was down around halfway point of the season, a little maybe over that halfway point, that scratched and clawed their way back into a playoff spot and then won the championship.
Like, I'm not saying there's no storyline. Bruce Bochy went in last year. Dusty Baker the year before. I'm not saying there's no storylines, but you're talking about like going to a store and polling 10 people and say, hey, storyline from last year's World Series. Last storyline you remember, that's not Cardinals related.
Corey Seager tying the game in game one.
Right. Yeah. So not great overall.
Nah.
Nope. Tune in tonight, Panthers Oilers pregame right here on 101 ESPN starting at 6:30. We got the coverage for you too, Jamie. Right here on 101 ESPN. Even though there's no great storylines, you still want to be locked into these airwaves tonight.
Well, you want to watch or you want to listen to Matthew Tkachuk.
There you go.
That's right.
Hopefully, back-to-back. Last night, St. Louis boy. Tonight, St. Louis.
Join his high school teammates.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Very cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
all right.
Tatum even said that.
Yeah.
There's an audio today of him saying, now it's time for Matthew Tkachuk to go
He's
get
been
his.
watching. I've been listening.
Yeah.
All right. We need a new Beat the Streak contestant. So if you want to play Beat the Streak, text in 314-399-9646. You'll have an opportunity to play Beat the Streak. We got to do that now because Cardinals and Marlins are about to get it on at 5:10.
Let's get it on.
Beat the Streak and a little Cardinals-Marlins preview. Will Lance Lynn go more than 4? Next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, well, you need to learn about Scrap Mart Metals. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and your budget. They understand that job site cleanup for contractors can be a mess, but if you set up a business account with Scrap Mart, they will recycle that metal. It's one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how scrap metals add up and how it can truly help your business's cash flow. If you're a plumber, heating and cooling, maybe you're an excavator or a contractor, Scrap Mart Metals makes your job much easier. You own that heavy equipment, it breaks down all the time over and over again. Eventually, it's going to break down for good, and you're going to have to remove it. Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul it to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. And if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. They offer a convenient drive-on scale and pay the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just go to scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account. It's really simple. That's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We have Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and our guy Marshy Pants here, Anthony Stalter. Truck driver Brian is our latest contestant for Beat the Streak. What's up, Brian?
Not much. How you guys doing?
We're doing great, man. Thanks for playing Beat the Streak. Do you know how this works?
Yes, I do. Listen all the time. And actually, quick story. A couple years ago, when you guys were opening day, I told Jamie one time, pulled him off the stage, and I was the guy you guys were yelling at. Hey, Jamie, you got to get back up on the stage. I want to take him in the Gauntlet sometimes. So,
all right.
I always try to get in the Gauntlet too.
Oh, okay. You weren't the guy with the
No,
Cardinals
he's not
hat.
Cardinal hat guy.
Okay, all right. Okay.
No. I was the guy with the little hot blonde next door.
Oh, wow.
We don't remember you.
Not that I look at those things, Brian. But now my memory has been jarred.
All right, Brian. Hang tight because I think you're last today, just because you're new, but you can make a run here. All right, Marsh. What's the latest streaks?
All right, so Carey's at a streak of 10. Wow. Jamie had a streak of 6, and no thanks to no, that is no longer running.
Yeah, the GOAT of 0 for 6.
Mm-hmm. Jose Fermin got a base hit. So
he should have had 2.
Yeah, he didn't. He missed the base.
Gotcha bag.
So, Anthony, you have 1. I have 1 thanks to Paul Goldschmidt. And then Jeff had Jake Berger. He did not get a base hit. Jeff is out saving lives, so he's unavailable today.
Absolutely.
So that's why I have Brian on the show.
Yeah.
So,
do you remember what my streak was last year? Because Carey's, I think, knocking on the door here. I had like 13.
I think it was 13 or 14.
Okay.
Luis Arise.
Yeah. 4 days in a row, baby. 4-game series. Yep. All right.
13.
13 was the streak. And that was the longest streak?
That was the longest streak. Wow. Jamie's longest streak was 11. Mine was 7. Oof. And then our listeners had 8. Tanner and Bill, I believe, tied.
Well, nice. Carey, you're knocking on the door here.
Well, the guy I was going to go with is out.
Oh, yeah, we should mention that. So Mason Wynn has been scratched due to an illness. So your new lineup, Brendan Donovan, Alec Burleson, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Gorman, Ivan Herrera, Matt Carpenter, the Crawdaddy, Brandon Crawford, who's playing third base, Dylan Carlson. Is he? Oh, that's right. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Wow. So he won't. He still won't have a start at third base. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Dylan Carlson and then Mike Ciani. All right. Carey.
All right.
Without further
since
ado,
I can't get Mason, I'm gonna go with old Jazzy Chisholm.
Jazz Chisholm. All right. Marsh, are you up or me? It's me. Okay. So last night I went with Fermin. Obviously not in the lineup tonight. Marsh, give me Brendan Donovan, please. So now, Marsh, you're up.
I'm going to stick with Paul Goldschmidt tonight.
Goldie. Jamie?
I'm not thrilled with that one. I got to divert here. Alec Burleson for me.
Early. And then truck driver Brian.
I'm going to go with Herrera.
Ivan Herrera? You got it.
Yeah.
All right, so Carey with a streak of 10 on the line took Jazz Chisholm. I took Brendan Donovan. Marsh took Paul Goldschmidt. Jamie took Alec Burleson. And truck driver Brian, our listener, took Ivan Herrera. Brian, thanks for playing, man. Thanks for listening.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. You guys got a great show. Thank you.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Care,
Thank you very much. All right, so tonight, take care. The lineup tonight, as we just mentioned, it got shifted with Mason Wynn being scratched because of an illness. And Marsh said that he's just sick of Ollie's bull crap is what he said.
Come on.
That's what Marsh said.
Come on.
So, yeah, again, your lineup here. Let me get this updated for everybody, since everybody loves the lineups. Brendan Donovan leading off, playing third. Alec Burleson is hitting second, playing left. Paul Goldschmidt is hitting third, playing first. Nolan Gorman is your cleanup hitter, and he's playing second base. Ivan Herrera is hitting fifth, and he's behind the dish. Matt Carpenter is hitting sixth. He's your DH. Brandon Crawford is hitting seventh, playing shortstop. Dylan Carlson enters the game with Mason Wynn being scratched. He's hitting eighth and playing right field. And Michael Ciani is hitting ninth, playing center field. Lance Lynn on the bump tonight. 2-3, 3.75 ERA versus Roderick Munoz, who is 1-2 with a 4.56 ERA. Let's go, Birds. Let's get it done, guys.
Birds on the bat.
If I were to set Lance Lynn's over-under for innings tonight at, why don't we go 5. 5 even.
So like 5 1/3 would be
5
over.
5 1/3 would be over.
Do it, Jamie.
Do it, Jamie.
Do it.
Do what?
You know, you know you want to.
Do it.
Come on. He's going to.
He is. I can see it on him. Yep. Do it.
He's not going to go more than 5.
Why
I'll
would
take
you
the
say
over.
such a thing?
There it is. I knew he would. Carey?
I go over as well.
I think he has
I'm
to.
excited.
That's why I think he has to. Like, I think Ollie's going to tell him, listen, like to Marshy's point, our bullpen, we've used like 12 innings yesterday. Like, hey, Lance, if things are going great, hey, we'll ride it out. If they're going bad, you're going to wear it.
Mm-hmm.
We need you to get 5 or 6 tonight.
Yeah. Marsh?
Where are those?
Here you go.
I'm just kidding. I think he goes 6 tonight, though.
Yeah?
I think so. I'm sort of on the same lines as Jamie. I don't think it really matters what the score is.
Mm-hmm.
I think he goes at least 6.
All right.
We need him to.
I think it's going to be hot. As we know, Sonny Gray
Well, how will that affect Lance Lynn?
was... I'm getting to it. I think it's going to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Gray, we saw last night.
Yeah.
Sweating like a you-know-what in church.
Yep, inside, too.
Lance Lynn.
Like a pastor?
Yeah.
In church?
Yeah. After
Why does that have air
a great sermon.
Yeah.
Lance Lynn, 4 2/3 tonight. 4 2/3.
Come on.
Brandon Crawford finished the game.
No.
Okay.
Why?
No.
Let's get that hammy.
He's fine.
It's really hot down there.
I think Brandon
I thought you meant
Crawford.
pitching.
That keeps it warm.
I thought you meant he'd be the position player coming in.
Oh,
That's
come
why I said
on.
no.
Oh.
No, he will finish the game at shortstop.
I think he's going to hit a home run today.
He might. His bat's been playing,
We
man.
don't want that because Marsh opens up an even bigger lead. So
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Don't put that in the atmosphere. All right. If the Cardinals can't get a frontline starter, should they just load up on bullpen arms? That's probably what they'll do anyways. That's next on 101 ESPN.
You ever run into one of those deals that you just cannot pass up? Well, Diamonds Direct's got one of those deals going on right now, especially if you are thinking about popping the question. Now would be the time to get into Diamonds Direct because for the first time ever, when you purchase a natural diamond engagement ring, you get a free natural tennis bracelet all month long over at Diamonds Direct. So now would be the perfect time to get in there. And they're going to help you. They'll walk you through. Find the perfect diamond, the perfect cut, the perfect setting that you are going to love, that she is going to love. And then you'll be able to get that beautiful tennis bracelet on top. It could be a wedding gift. You could save it for an anniversary. You could save it for a birthday. Whatever you want, you can do it with the help of Diamonds Direct. But this deal is incredible, and it's only going on through the rest of the month. Get in there. Get to Diamonds Direct. Check them out online. Go to diamondsdirect.com. And as always, get into the showroom. I'm telling you, you're going to love this place at Olive and 270 at City Place. It's Diamonds Direct.
5:02, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. So Danny Mac, Dan McLaughlin, talking today on the opening drive about different scenarios that the Cardinals could look at when it comes to the trade deadline once we eventually get there. And him and Randy Carricker were talking about some of the names of starters, and then eventually Dan got to an idea that really he's been hot on since the offseason. Here's Danny Mac on the opening drive.
Garrett Crochet, a left-hander from the White Sox. It's his first season as a starting pitcher, and he's probably been the best development for the White Sox this season. Since the beginning of May, he has an ERA that's just above 1. I remember watching him pitch against the Cardinals, and I thought, man, this guy, he looks pretty good. He's earning only $800,000 this season. He's arbitration eligible for 2 more years, so probably makes him the most valuable, sought-after trade candidate of the summer.
G-O-O-D. Good.
There's another one that we'll see the next 2 nights, probably pitching for the Marlins. Now, he's a left-handed pitcher. He had a blown save in a loss against the Braves on April 14th. But Tanner Scott, since then, he's a lefty, has not allowed an earned run over his last 18 appearances. He's been very good in save opportunities. So I'm thinking of also, if I'm not going to acquire a starter, I'm just going to build up the back end of my bullpen to be as strong and as efficient as it can be, because I'm a little concerned about Romero, a little concerned about the workload of Kittredge. Hasn't thrown this much in 2 years, so maybe I just backload what I have and try to build up a really dominant bullpen.
So the first name that he mentioned was Garrett Crochet. That's the pitcher that I've been talking about. He's my poster boy. Absolutely.
Anthony, I hear that name
over and over.
I mean,
that's going to hurt, Jamie. That's going to hurt to get a bona fide starter. So we could just cross his name off. What do you guys think, though, about the...
What's wrong? You all right? You're spasming.
I get so frustrated. Because you all want me to be excited, and you keep telling me things that make me not excited.
Carey, the Cardinals are playing good ball right now.
And then you say things like, well, scratch his mouth because he's not coming here. He's going to cost too much. Oh, we got to go bargain shopping
you want me to lie to you?
For $17.49, and we're only going to spend $17 and save the 49 cents for interest. Like, how do you get excited?
Hey, Carey.
Mason Wynn is out today because he's sick, and people say, well, he's carrying the team, so he got a bad back. Like, come on. What do you want from me?
Carey, you look at me right now.
I'm looking right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm dialed.
There are other people that have lied to you throughout your life, okay? They've lied to you. I'm not going to be one of them, okay?
Well, why do you want me to be excited?
Carey,
I'm not telling you to be excited, except for the fact that the Cardinals have won 7.
Sick turtle.
Yeah, they are.
They can't get across the road.
No.
They're going to get ran over by an 18-wheeler called the Dodgers.
Or the Phillies. Depending on how things line up. You know? But the Cardinals are still playing good-ish ball. So
G-O-O-D.
I-S-H. They've won 7 of their last 10. But are they going to get a bona fide starter at the deadline? Oh, hell no. How do you guys feel about loading up on relievers?
Carey, you get angry. What happened the last time the Royals made it to the World Series?
They won.
What did they win with?
Pitchers.
What kind?
People. Players.
What kind of...
Good players.
What kind of pitchers?
They win championships.
Were they starters or bullpen arms?
Probably bullpen arms.
Some of the best in the game.
So we're gonna cherry pick the
I didn't
champion.
say we're cherry picking anything.
Yeah, we kind of are.
No.
How often does that happen? Normally,
I mean, you do. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Sometimes it happens twice. 06-11.
All you need is to have faith of one team doing it, and then that's the bottom line. We'll go with that one.
We like to call them the Arizona Diamondbacks.
How'd they do?
They made it to the World Series when nobody saw them coming.
How did they do in the World Series? They won,
Carey,
right?
now don't
They're
be like
champions, aren't they?
You would be happy if the Cardinals made it to the World Series.
I'd be happier if they won the World Series.
We can't win with this guy.
No.
What do you want, Carey?
Remember, they just keep moving.
You just want to win?
I want to make it
He doesn't
multiple
just
times.
like to win because he isn't happy the Cardinals are winning.
Are we cherry picking or are we looking at a
always cherry
or are we
picking.
looking at a blueprint?
A blueprint for what?
Because that
I like how you spun that.
A blueprint for what this roster is and how they can get and win the World Series. Are we looking at a blueprint of how to do that with the current roster?
This one?
The responses you all give is why I get so frustrated. Because you all keep telling me, it's fine. It's fine.
Carey,
it's
it's
okay. Fine. And then when someone asks a legit question and your response tells me everything I need to know, and you say, this one? These guys?
I just wanted to make sure what team he's talking about.
Yeah, we were just confirming. Is there a blueprint?
For who?
The Cardinals.
You said this one, this team.
Like loading up on.
Never confirmed.
Loading up on relievers. I think the bullpen as is, or if you add somebody, I think the bullpen is really good.
It is.
Yeah. The bullpen's really good.
They are. Now, I will agree with that.
You're not playing suffocating enough defense to win it.
Or great enough offense.
And you don't have enough winners on your roster.
You got one.
They played great defense last night. Made some good decisions and good plays in the field.
They did. They absolutely did. I mean, Mason Wynn put on a show.
Dylan Carlson made a great play at the plate. I mean, throwing the runner out that would have tied the game.
He also lied. He also lied well.
He did. I think the play he made, he tried to sell out.
I can't get this.
I can't get that.
I don't blame him either. He's like, listen, what do you want me to do? You want me to bend down and get this thing?
He was not going
to
throw
fast
him
on
out.
yourself.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. I thought he played that really well. The Marlins, broadcasters, you thought they were going to have an absolute aneurysm talking about it. I got to review this. He should have got that. Yeah, he could have. But
why would he?
Why'd you design your stupid park that way? You know? Now, most parks are probably designed this similar way, but still, it's a dumb park.
Park's closed. Moose outside.
Well said. Anyways, getting back to it. If they had a reliever, I think the bullpen, Marsh, is... Do you want to say contender?
Yeah.
Contender ish. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
contender-ish. The bullpen is contender-ish.
I have a question.
Sure.
I have a question. What can they do to make themselves a potential championship team? And, two-part question. Mm-hmm. No, we're not supposed to do those. Will they do it?
I'm going to answer the easier question.
Are we still talking about the Cardinals?
The team on his head.
Okay. So
St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm going to answer the easier question first.
Relocate
which
to
is
LA.
The second question that you pose. The second question is, will they do it? It's always going to be no.
Okay.
So that's going to be the...
So what can they do? If in a world of, make-believe, what could they do to make this team a championship team? Because you give the Dodgers a lot of crap. Mm-hmm. Like, the Dodgers have been to 3 World Series in the last 7 years. Like, they've only won one, but they've actually been. Your Cardinals haven't. So what can they do other than paying Shohei Ohtani $1 billion, right? Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen. What can they do to be a championship caliber team?
Add another frontline starter.
Nobody cares about just making it to the playoffs.
Well,
they need Goldie and Arenado to play like Goldie and Arenado.
All right, but okay, Jamie. Carey asked me, what can they do? Yeah. What they can do is add another frontline starter. Will that make Arenado and Goldschmidt actually do something in the postseason? I have no idea.
Or even right now,
for that matter. Yeah, but they could add a top-line starter, assuming one would be available.
But that's the problem, though, because I just read a whole thing about the Padres now. Their top need is going to be acquiring a top of the rotation arm and bullpen help.
Yeah, you're going to have to put together...
Everybody's looking for the same damn thing.
Of course. So you're going to have to put together a package that somebody actually wants. It's not going to be Dylan Carlson and, a couple of... Fredbird outfits, like Mo has been offering some of these teams.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to do something that's gonna hurt.
Have outfits or just jerseys?
Jerseys, a couple of game-worn Fredbird jerseys. That's what I heard they offered for what they offered the Nationals for Soto. It's not gonna get it done, man.
It's close though,
and it wasn't even Dylan Carlson because Mo didn't want to give up Carlson.
Cold dead hands, Anthony.
Exactly. I think at the time the offer was Harrison Bader and 3 game-worn Fredbird jerseys.
Well, Fredbird has been on the field probably more than Dylan Carlson.
He has, absolutely.
And on the dugout, too.
Yeah, but I don't think, what I'm saying is I don't think the Nationals or other teams want that. It's a good point, though, Marsh.
I feel terrible for saying that.
All right.
I didn't want to say it, but it was
so
just
not like our Marshy.
It really
set it
isn't,
up.
yeah.
Carrie's rubbing off on me.
Carey,
I'm not trying
you can't
to.
do that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that.
That's highly frowned upon. Okay.
Don't be inappropriate over there.
My goodness.
Yeah.
It's a rub off.
Marshy, you just tell us, okay?
What's a rub off
It's a
mean?
rub off.
All right, Vladdy.
314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort
Static
Service text
electricity in
line. If you want to send us a question, send it there. Sports Six back next.
Gentlemen, if you are using ED meds, which nobody cares about, all we care about is you're ready for the game. That's all. Well, the Medicine Shop in St. Charles, they are your destination for cheap ED meds. They've got the generic called sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. Prescription is required. And if there are any medications that you require on a regular basis, and maybe you're too busy to get to the pharmacy, it's too hectic, you work strange hours, kids have sports, whatever the case may be, the Medicine Shop will come to you. They offer free, discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace so that you can get your medicines even if your schedule is crazy. And if you do have a chance, though, please stop by the pharmacy. It's an unbelievable spot. They get so many great people working over there. Any questions you have regarding anything, for that matter, just walk in. The pharmacists are going to help you out, whether it's cold and flu, allergies, maybe you got sore back, sore wrist. It doesn't matter. They're there to help you, and they will treat you like family because that's exactly what they do. So please stop by in person if you can. If not, get to the new website. It's stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with your Sports Six-Pack questions.
Question number 1.
From the 314, what do you guys make of all the recent moves City SC is making, moving on from players? That's right. I want your soccer takes and knowledge/insight.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So City, they agreed to terms to transfer defender Nicholas something to the Danish Superliga and the Randers FC, which is an interesting move. Player that gave you something on the pitch there and certainly did it within his boots. They've also acquired a player from the Columbus Crew in exchange for Ezeel Jackson, and they thanked him on Twitter, which was a classy move by a classy club. And I think what all of these moves will generate for you or produce for you is another 4 or 5 draws in the next 4 or 5 weeks. I think when you're making all these when you're a club like City is what I'm saying, guys. When you're a club like City and you make all moves like this, you make a whole bunch of transfer moves and things like that, and there's a whole bunch of rules that I don't want to bore people with. When it comes to transfer rules and what it means and all this stuff. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
And
like,
the
for
general
example,
allocation money.
Yeah,
you throw that in
Marsh, when you start to get into that, I mean, you get real into the weeds.
Some call it the GAM.
The GAM. The GAM. The GAM.
Mm-hmm. What does that stand for?
General allocation money.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I saw that earlier.
No, because it's a good question. Not a lot of people know that.
All part of the GAM.
All part of the GAM.
Clearly aware.
But when you start to when you're a club like City, given the track record and the history of this club, all these transfers, I think it's good for another 4 or 5 draws.
What I like about it is that they're not afraid to make some moves.
Absolutely.
That I think that Lutz, if nothing else, he's showing the faithful here in St. Louis that the draws are fine, but it's ultimately not what we really want.
Can I add one other thing though?
Probably not, but go ahead.
What he means by draws, they love how much they're drawing.
Yes,
down at City Park.
Yeah,
they love that aspect of it. They don't want to. They don't want to change that.
No. And I think Lutz feels like that message got somehow mixed up with the team.
Yeah,
they said, "Hey, he's really happy with the draws," but he meant, "I'm happy with how we're drawing."
Exactly,
so,
drawing it up.
A couple of these guys had to be shipped out to start changing that.
I think if you're Lutz, you look at it and you say, we have X amount of losses right now. What if those losses were draws? Let's make moves based on that.
Yeah, we got a text from the 314. Best soccer take I've heard on this station in months.
Thank you.
Rock ain't got nothing on Anthony.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and Walrus King, thank you. Good analysis, Anthony. Listen, I love the football and all football-related things.
The 636 also says that they're probably clearing space for the 2 international summer transfers.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay,
they got to make moves now.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I appreciate the take there, but let's leave this to the experts. Okay.
Question number 2.
Now that is settled, from the 314, if you guys watch the NBA, does it bother you that the players moaning and groaning all the time about fouls being called or not being called?
Yes. This is why what Austin Rivers said a couple of weeks ago was completely ridiculous. And the NBA players can play. How the hell can you play in the NBA if you play? How can you play in the NFL if you're an NBA player? You cry every time you get touched.
Yeah.
You hit the ground. You get hit on the you get hit in the face. You fall out. Get up.
Yeah.
Stop crying. Yeah, what happened to no blood, no foul? That's what I grew up in. 80s, 90s. You had to be, knocked unconscious to actually get a foul called almost. Yeah, they do too much complaining. It's very soft. And I actually, I blame one person for this because everyone kind of follows his lead. You know who I blame?
Say it.
LeBron James. I blame LeBron. I blame LeBron for this soft era of. But you're the biggest person out there. Shaq was getting hit across the head with forearms and billy clubs. Like, he was getting knocked out. And he didn't cry. He didn't complain. He threw some punches.
Yeah, he did.
Punch back.
Call that serving justice.
You got to do what you got to do. But LeBron, he sets the standard for the entire league. And they follow his lead. And him falling out when he gets touched, well, it works for LeBron. He's the best player ever. In their mind, not in mine. And so they start doing it.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's ridiculous.
Listen, I agree with what you said, but overall for me, it's just distracting to the game. They get so heated and they walk around, they're yelling at the ref, and then they're yelling at their teammates, and they're yelling at their coach, and like, it just takes away from the game. I'm not here for it. Just zip it. Just move on.
Or I'll break your hip.
Well,
how you want to break a hip?
Hey, old man River, zip it or I'll break your hip.
I knew Marsh would like that.
I always do.
By the way,
I don't really know why you had to target me, but
that's fine.
That's for the documentary.
It's okay, Marshy. No, Marshy, it's fine. Okay,
I'm not.
Why don't you come over here and break my hip then? Okay.
By the way, Walrus King and Andy, I got you covered. Looking forward to my Euro Championship breakdowns in the coming days.
Andy's
would
my
love to
guy.
hear
He was
some
trying to
Euro match
motivate me
breakdowns
earlier
from
today.
Anthony. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Andy and Walrus King, I got you covered. That's no problem. I'll spend all kinds of time talking about the Euros on that pitch in their boots. We'll be talking about all things: wins, losses, and draws when it comes to the Euro Championships.
Yeah. I wonder if they have the aggregate score in that too.
That's always a fun one.
Yeah.
I got thoughts on that, Marsh. I'll share those at some point, but it's just not appropriate right now.
Okay.
I realize not all people are in a football, so
maybe around 6:15.
Question number 3.
I'll get into that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? 6:05
for sure.
Yeah.
From the 636, most likely former Cardinal that is brought back via trade this season.
Harrison Bader, guaranteed.
Montgomery.
Harrison Bader will be a Cardinal again this season. Mark my words.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Mo right now is searching for guys that want to be Cardinals.
Is that the main criteria?
Yes.
It should be. Your criteria should be based on, I don't give it. I want you to be here. But I'm not going to look for the pool of players that say, I want to be there. Like, sometimes you have to go and woo a person. You know? Sometimes you got to go talk to the girl that may not be interested in you and say, hey, you should be interested in me. I'm a good guy.
Well, that takes a lot of risk.
And confidence.
Well.
And actually money. Sometimes it helps.
Okay. Listen, what you speak about, Carey, you're telling a lot of truths here, but here's the thing on this. Mo doesn't care about any of that. It's all about, do you want to play for the Cardinals or not? And if you don't, I don't want you. That's the criteria.
Sounds like you're leaving a lot of
Mo.
Major League Baseball players. Oh,
that's Mo.
God.
And that is Lance Lynn.
This is what I say. Why do I...
Well, you probably have to tell people what's going on.
Yeah. 3-run bomb. 3-2. After Goldie hit a 2-run bomb in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, that's gone.
Lance Lynn gives up a 3-run bomb in the bottom of the first inning. 3-2, Miami Marlins.
Jesus Sanchez with the 3-run shot.
Yeah. Have the Cardinals starters proved the doubters wrong thus far? If you missed that segment, you can go to the podcast on. You can find it on our page. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
Yeah, good call, man.
Honestly, it was a great pitch, too.
Yeah.
It was low and inside. He had to golf it out of there.
He's a lefty.
And he
liked it there. That's what he was looking for.
It's a great swing.
He put on the hat.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
Hey, if the Cardinals were a guy at a bar, what do you think they'd be doing? Like, what would their approach be?
To the bar?
Yeah.
They'd have an umbrella in their drink.
He's saying, we're trying to Kenny Woo nice lady. What does that look like? I know we know
They're talking to Katie Woo at the bar?
No, Kenny Woo. Kenny Woo.
Yeah, no, they're not talking to Katie.
Great ice hockey player for for Team USA.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the Junior Goodwill Games.
I'm completely lost.
Woo. Kenny Woo.
Yeah.
Completely lost right now.
One of the better calls that we've ever heard.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, if they're at the bar, nice light beer.
Oh, it's definitely one of those fancy beers.
That's too risky.
Nah.
They'll just stick with their...
Like a Stella Artois?
No. Yeah, Anthony's right. It's going to be something
something inexpensive, simple.
Yeah.
Like there's like a bush.
Not too much of a risk.
A bush light?
Probably. Yep. And they probably drink about half of it because they don't want to get too tipsy. And
tummies hurt a little
then, of
bit.
course, they make sure they got a buddy, which is just smart anyways, take them home.
Yeah.
They're there for about 27 minutes. Have a nice conversation with the person next to them.
And then take an Uber?
Take an Uber.
Take an Uber home? They drove.
Actually,
they're not even drunk.
No.
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 Take an Uber
I got it. They walk in, because they walk to the bar.
Oh.
Order the Busch Light, take a couple of sips. They don't want to be too tipsy and too vulnerable walking home. So just a couple of sips. All right. Talk to the guy next to him about some mutual funds, and they're out. Go home just in time, kick up the old feet for a nice rerun of, Friends. Or Night Court. Wings, probably.
Oh, my gosh.
Northern Exposure. Something like
some
that.
leftover food in the fridge.
Oh, yeah. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. They still got the George Foreman grill.
Yeah. Hammering down the bottled water because they don't want to be
they don't want exactly. Yeah, well, they got to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah. Be careful.
That's a good Friday night for your St. Louis Cardinals. How many questions we get through, Marsh?
3.
That's it?
That's it.
Let's carry that puppy over. More Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals were leading 2-0, and now they're not. 3-2 is the score as Dylan Carlson is up the bat in the top of the second inning. We'll try and give you some updates on today's game during the remainder of our show. $1.15 million for Scott Perunovich. The Blues have signed Scott Perunovich to a one-year, one-way contract extension. If you missed that segment that we had earlier today talking about that and whether the Blues need to bring in some more veterans, go to the podcast page. You'll find it on the website and on the free 101 mobile app. Just head to that podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. To you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Cardinals trailing the Marlins 3-2 at Lone Depot Park. Paul Goldschmidt with a 2-run homer in the top of the first that Lance Lynn gave back immediately with a Jesus Sanchez 3-run shot. So the Cardinals are down 3-2 in Miami, top of the second. All right, Marsh, continue.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 314, you guys seem to be very knowledgeable and well-connected in sports.
Thank you.
So my question to you guys is, did St. Louis do something wrong to the sports gods that I'm not aware of? Because its fans, we had nothing to cheer about but spring football, and even they could not get it done when it was laid right out in front of them.
It's been 2 years now. 2 summers for sure.
I don't think you did
2
anything
hockey
wrong.
seasons. 2 Battlehawk seasons.
Yeah. Look, it's been disappointing, but I think all true champions go through adversity first.
Jason Tatum won a championship. There you go.
That's right.
That's Kachuk knocking at the door.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Absolutely.
Touch seats.
And now,
Oh, what a catch!
your Cardinals are back on top. Brendan Donovan with a 2-run home run.
Brendan Donovan was also on Piddle's list.
Was he?
Who picked Donnie?
I
Nobody.
did.
You did not.
For beat the
For a
streak.
hit.
Oh.
Yeah, I write this down, buddy. There's receipts,
So
as
does
the
Marsh.
kids say.
okay.
I know, but he's fancy. He's got a spreadsheet.
He just asked me who picked Donovan. I said I did.
I'm a caveman. I use paper.
I have two now for a streak.
How many of these sheets do you have just lying around?
Don't worry about it.
Do you go home and tape them up on the wall and have your own little room?
I keep them in the drawer back there.
Do you?
So if someone calls me out on something, like, well, yeah, really?
I'll be back. And he marches down the hallway.
And you just hear me frantically through the papers.
So, anyways, no, I don't think St. Louis did anything wrong.
No,
it's just part of it.
It's just the way it is right now. It's gonna, it's cyclical, Andrew. And what happens is when this starts to cycle the other way, then everybody be all mad and jealous about, St. Louis has all the winning teams. You see?
Right.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
You're absolutely right. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I've been waiting for that for a while.
Hey, good morning.
Okay.
By the way, Jamie, obviously he keeps all of his papers. Fun fact, I have all of our show rundowns and grids dating back to probably 2022 in my little pile, just in case.
Really?
We need to go back.
Really?
Yeah.
Have we ever gone back?
No.
Not once.
But that one time, Anthony, that one time.
Okay.
Actually, I have gone back, though.
Have you?
Yeah.
Every time you Stalter something, he's like, well, hang on.
It's more so for the picks. If I don't put them in, the spreadsheet.
Sure.
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I'll go back and I'll find it.
Okay.
Yeah. Little fun fact there. I don't know how fun it is, but it is a fact.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It is.
I think it's great, Andrew.
Yeah.
I do too. You've done well.
Question number 5.
Proud of you.
Thank you, Jamie.
Welcome.
I try and take after you.
Hey, I've told you, I'm always here for you. I'll be a mentor for life.
Does he want that, or?
Of course he
I always
does.
take advice from Jamie.
Okay.
And the 636 needs some advice as well. What advice do you have to keep cool in this heat? I have sand volleyball tonight and might actually perish.
Yeah. So I subbed in. Remember last year I subbed in my daughter's friends and her. They had a sand volleyball team.
Yeah.
And some of the girls couldn't make it, so there's a couple of dads that said, hey, we'll do it. You know, which I love playing volleyball and all this stuff. It was hot and sticky. I had sand from butthole to earlobe. I mean, everywhere. Couldn't shake it out, like getting in my truck. I was like, what the? Not only I had to take a shower, when I got out, I still found like spots. There was sand like in my crevice in my ear up top. As far as staying cool during this, don't go. Stay home in the air conditioning.
Yeah, but this person sounds like an absolute competitor, an absolute warrior that will not
have your
want to
friends
disappoint.
power wash you when you're done.
All right. Well, I'm just saying this person wants it. Okay.
How bad?
Real bad.
Real bad.
Wants to win a championship. So
stay hydrated.
Bring a little cooler with a little bit of water in it and some ice.
Some
and
G2s.
Soak a towel.
Yeah, that helps.
And then you put your beers on top of that.
No, that's a good call. Yeah.
It works really good.
Question number 6.
From the 618, did you see the Florida Panthers practice facility? And does every team have a facility like that? And does that sway players in signing at a certain destination?
Tell you what, it sways players right now to be able to play with Matthew Tkachuk in a state that has no income tax, and you've got a facility like that, and potentially a Stanley Cup championship team. But that facility was incredible. When I played down in Florida for the Panthers, our practice facility, no disrespect to the Fenton Ice Arena here in St. Louis. It's historical. Great barn, but not an NHL caliber practice facility, right, Marshy?
I don't know if it's a high school practice facility.
There it is.
It is, though, for certain teams.
Yeah. So that's what our practice facility looked like when I was there. They roll out, it looks like a resort now. The guys are rolling up. They all live within golf cart range, so they roll up on a golf cart, park the golf cart. I said to Carey, if I was a young player on that team, I wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
I'd show up early. They've got the cold pool, the treadmill, and the hot tub.
Whatever you want.
They've got their own chef that's there every day. I would be bellied up, have a nice breakfast, get a stretch in, do whatever, go do practice, come back. They've got like 6 TVs in the bar area. I'd have lunch, have a nap, get up, have the chef throw me together a couple of dinners, take the golf cart home. Ah, what a day.
Perfect.
Here's another fun fact for you. The night that the Rams played the Seahawks with a chance to go to the playoffs, if you remember, I believe it was a Sunday night football game in Seattle. I had a hockey game that night at the Fenton Forum.
There you go.
We won.
Good.
The Rams didn't.
What year was that?
What was that? It had to be 2010 or 2011. It was when what's his name?
Sam Bradford?
No. I'm thinking of the Seahawks backup quarterback. Came in, won the game.
Charlie Whitehurst.
It was that game.
It was a Sunday night game.
Yep.
Yes. Week 17. Charlie
That was like
Whitehurst
2012, wasn't it?
versus.
It might have been, yeah. It was around that time.
Did we do that game?
No.
We didn't?
No.
You and I didn't?
No. That was earlier. I think Marsh is right. That was 2010.
Okay. Charlie Whitehurst.
Yeah. It was for all the marbles. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, it was 2010 because that was the Beastquake.
Yep. Beast
mode. Beast mode.
Beast mode. Yeah, that was the Saints.
Yeah, the very next week. And they won.
Would it have been 2010? I thought the Saints won the Super Bowl in 2010.
They did.
So it had to be after that.
No, they won in 2009.
No, they won in 9.
Oh,
yeah, they won the year. They won the year.
Packers won in 10.
That's right.
Packers won in 10. Aaron Rodgers was a wild card.
Beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And beat the Falcons like a drum.
Not great.
Well, now that we're all depressed.
Well, at least the Cardinals are winning.
Yeah, for now. Bet the board, 3 stars of the day. Criticisms, compliments next. What?
If you're in the market for brand new windows for your home, whether it's just an upgrade or maybe a renovation, visit my friends at Window World. Of course, they are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. They're also one of 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval, also ranked number 1 in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. Window World uses a double-strength glass that you just don't find in other replacement windows. What that does is it's better durability. It also is better efficiency, keeping money in your wallet. They also give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor, and they thrive on great customer service. They want you to make sure that you ask the questions that you need. They're going to answer everything for you. They're going to measure everything properly so that window fits perfect, and you are completely satisfied when everything is said and done. Now, as well, they're offering 36 months same-as cash financing with approved credit, and all you have to do is pick up the phone, give them a call, tell them Jamie Rivers from 101 sent you. That number is 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800, or you can visit windowworldstlouis.com.
Cardinals now tied 4-4. Lance Lynn gave that puppy right back.
They were winning, huh?
They were winning twice. Lance Lynn took care of that. All right. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com and on your 101 ESPN mobile app, all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Let's bet the board, gentlemen. Yeah. Marsh, what do we got for standings?
Jamie is 9-2. Anthony 7-4. Carey 4-6-1. And I'm 5-6.
You came back, huh?
I did. I'm not going to say anything, but
scratching and clawing. Yeah.
He's a warrior. Look at him.
All right. I originally wanted to go with the Panthers tonight in this game, but apparently the odds makers think that this is over tonight as well, so they're not really a pick unless I'm going with the spread, which that's not happening. I've got Leon Draisaitl. This one worked for me earlier in the series. 2.5 shots on goal. The over is at -140. I will be going with the over for shots on goal for Leon Draisaitl.
All right. Give me the Kansas City Royals at -132 in Oakland. They got Alec Marsh on the hill. That's our guy Marshy's brother.
His cousin.
And he'll pitch well against Hogan Harris. So Royals, money line.
all right, so this did not work for me over the weekend, but I think Sergei Bobrovsky is going to be electric tonight. Give me Bob to save his first 10 shots he faces.
All right.
At -115.
Beautiful.
I am going to go back with the thing that was helping me win, and that's the New York Yankees, -144 versus the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
Boy.
I gotta go back.
It's the New York Yankees.
That's your final answer?
Yeah. It was either that or over in the Panthers Oilers game.
What is it at?
5.5.
Ooh.
That actually could be a good move.
Yeah, because if it's empty net goals,
Yeah.
they're going to keep playing empty netters.
Never know.
Those cup final games, if they don't go to overtime, they usually end up being high scoring. Like last year, I think Vegas had like 9 goals or something against Florida. Okay. It was insane.
I actually took the over in the Marlins Cardinals game.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's a heck of a call, Anthony.
Looking pretty good right now.
A little late.
I've seen better.
Mizzou night coming up.
There you go.
After Illinois night.
There you go, Carey. Get yourself a
the
cup.
Illini night. I got my Illini cup. Take a picture, send it to you guys.
Please do.
Pretty cool.
Please do.
All right, Marsh, what do you got for criticisms and compliments?
We have a fun fact, actually, from the 314. Tony and Dunk used to always say, "Write that down, Dan," and he never did.
That's a good point.
That's a great call.
He never did he?
That's a great call.
Pants, write that down.
Got a text from Swan. Great
That's awesome.
show today, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank you. Swan. Swan. Incredibly nice.
From the 636, the ice rink, that is the Fenton Forum, was originally an indoor soccer arena. So, yeah, originally for ice. Actually, I don't know if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
That text doesn't make sense.
Doesn't at all. It's good information, though. The Afton Ice Arena used to be an outdoor rink.
Yeah.
And then they put a roof over it.
It still feels like one if it's dead of winter, even though it's in the summer. Would you say that's the coldest ice rink in St. Louis?
No, Pacific Ice Rink is the coldest. Out when the Chesterfield Falcons had to build their own facility because Hardy's Iceplex was gone and all this stuff. They built it like this big warehouse. It's not that big. There's literally like nowhere to stand. It's freezing in that thing. In the dead of winter, forget about it.
All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day. We'll start right there. Our 3rd star of the day goes to the Fenton Forum.
Yes.
Nice. Congratulations.
Our 2nd star of the day goes to a world champion from St. Louis, Jason Tatum.
All right. Congrats, Jason.
And our 1st star of the day goes to the NBA expert, the statistician for 101 ESPN. You can hear him on the balloon party.
Yes.
That is Action Jackson Pittles Burkett.
Yes.
That's right.
Well done.
Good job, Piddles.
Got Jamie a dub today already.
One. There's more at-bats coming.
Oh, that's right. Shoot. That's right. All right, we appreciate everybody tuned in today here on 101 ESPN. Thank you so much for listening. We have the instant replay show coming up from 6 to 6:30, followed by Panthers and Oilers pregame at 6:30, and then we got the game. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.